22-year-old Keisha Saunders is suing her former co-worker, 23-year-old Michelle Clore, for having her falsely arrested for vandalizing her car.
All rise. This is case number 506 on the calendar in the matter of Saunders versus Clore.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Have a seat.
Ms. Saunders, it's your claim that the defendant had you falsely arrested for vandalizing her car and you want damages.
Yes.
How do you know each other?
We used to work together at a telemarketing place in Redondo
When
Beach.
did you work together?
It was 2009 from July till September.
Who worked there first?
The defendant.
When you went to work there, did you have any difficulty with her?
Yes. Actually, my second day of working, she had just came back from vacation, and she had started arguments and problems since that day.
Well, describe it to me.
She was sitting across from where I was sitting, and she would sit there and look at me like trying to interrogate me or something, like giving me like an evil look, kind of. And then also, she would go around. There was a big incident that started at work. I was warming up food for lunch. Something accidentally overspilled, and she took it all out of proportion.
Well, explain to me how she took it all out of proportion. You were heating something up, it spilled over, and?
Yeah, so she made a big scene. She was like, you need to come in here and clean this up. This is not how we do things around here. Made a whole big ordeal. I was like, I didn't know.
What happened? You didn't clean up the mess that was made?
I didn't know it was a mess made. I just took it out. We only had 15 minutes for lunch, so I just took it out and I just went to go eat. I didn't even double check. I said, it's no problem. I'm grown. I clean up after myself. So I went to go clean it up, and then she was still talking and nagging. I just let it go. People at work who had been working there before me told me the kind of person she was.
You can't tell me what anybody told you.
Okay.
Now tell me when you were arrested.
It was September the 9th, 2009.
Had you ever been arrested before?
No, never.
You were arrested at work?
Yes.
And you were arrested for vandalism. How long did you stay in jail?
For 4 days and 3 nights.
What was your bail?
It was originally $50,000, and the judge dropped it till $10,000.
And what was the charge?
It was a felony count of vandalism.
And you had never been arrested before?
I've never been in any kind of problems with the law before.
Okay. Are you still working at the same place?
No, ma'am.
Are you?
No.
When did you leave?
When I went to jail, she had a restraining order put against me while I was in jail, so I couldn't return to work. I got fired because going to jail.
So around the beginning of September?
Yes.
And when did you leave, Ms. Clore?
November.
Where did you go?
I just quit completely because I had moved at the time and I didn't want her to follow me home again.
Okay. Tell me when your car was vandalized.
It was on August 8th. I woke up and getting ready to go to work. I was running late that morning and I noticed that my car had been vandalized.
How?
It was scratched just from one side of the car, on the back of the trunk, and all up the passenger side as well. Mm-hmm. My first reaction, I didn't know what to do, but then luckily I found the note that was put on my windshield wiper. It was a Post-it note from a woman named Mary Smith.
Mary Smith?
Yes.
And where did Mary Smith live?
As far as I know, she lived out of town up north. It says here that she was in Atascadero, California, but she was visiting some family in the area.
What's the name of the family?
I don't know.
I'd like to see the police report since you didn't witness anything that happened.
I also have photos.
Who picked up Miss Smith to go down to the police station?
I did.
Where did you pick her up from, Miss
Where
Clore?
my car was parked when she witnessed the event.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how that all came about.
I called her on the phone.
You called her at the number that you say was on this note
Yes.
that she left you.
Yes, ma'am.
And you called her and she lived out of the area.
She was in town visiting some friends, or her family.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that must have been in your neighborhood.
Yes, I'm guessing.
You're guessing. Where was your car vandalized?
I was parked on around the corner from my house on.
So close to your house.
Yeah. I don't know if you want me to continue.
No, I want to ask my own questions.
No problem.
So instead of picking her up, because after all, she was being a good Samaritan, this woman, you agreed to meet at the place where your car had been vandalized.
Yes, ma'am.
So that she could accompany you to the police station.
Yes, ma'am.
And she accompanied you to the police station, this woman who you never met before, this really good Samaritan, whose sister's name, who she was visiting, and with whom she was in the car, it says name unknown. And you certainly don't know where she was staying because of this convenient, I'll meet you by my car. You get where I'm going?
Not really, Your Honor.
We're going to get there soon. And then Smith said she saw somebody who matches the description of the plaintiff keying your car. And she took down the license plate number. And then Smith said she left a note on your car. And when the officer ran the license plate number, it turned out to be her car. Okay. Now, you got a restraining order. She spent a couple of days in jail. It's my understanding that you didn't appear at any of the 3 hearings that was set in this case. Is that right?
No, I did appear at one. I was subpoenaed to court.
You were subpoenaed?
Yes.
Well, before you were subpoenaed to court by the district attorney, did not the district attorney ask you to appear at hearings?
Yes.
And did you appear at those hearings?
I appeared at one that I was subpoenaed to.
That's not my question. How many hearings were you asked to appear at?
Just the one.
Just one. Did Mary Smith appear at the hearing?
No.
Did you call her?
No.
Why not?
Because the detective advised me not to be in contact with her.
Why not? Here's somebody who was so interested. She, according to what I've read, left you a note, met you, went down to the police precinct with you, told them the story about what she allegedly saw, gave an email address to the detective at some point when he asked for it so that he could do a photo lineup from her driver's license, which at this point they had because she had been identified through her driver's license. She did all of those things, but she never appeared at the trial. And you never called her.
No, ma'am.
Well, I think I'm going to try to call her.
She said that she moved out of the country. I don't know.
Mary Smith doesn't move out of the country. And a 59-year-old Mary Smith doesn't move out of the country.
I don't know, ma'am.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Keisha Saunders says former co-worker Michelle Clore had her falsely arrested for vandalizing her car. She is suing for $5,000.
Hello, this is Judge Judy Sheindlin. Who am I speaking to? Linda Watt. Can you tell me, please, how you know Michelle Clore? You don't. Can you tell me in what town you live? You live in Wyoming. Do you know somebody by the name of Mary Smith? She had your cell phone number as of a few months ago. Well, how long have you had this phone number? Person who answered that cell phone number that was given here, his name's not Mary Smith. Shouldn't want to tell me how long she had this phone number because it's only a few months old. She says she lives in Wyoming. So it's odd that the person whose cell phone number is on this police report, not out of the country, lives in Wyoming, and hung up on me when I asked how long you had the phone number. All that's very odd, Miss Clore.
I agree.
Very odd. When things are odd, I find that suspect. Very suspect. Now, you told the police that in the past she had threatened you at work. Tell me about that.
She had mentioned that...
No, don't look over there. Look over here.
Sorry. She had mentioned that before that she was going to fight me after work, that she carries a box.
Tell me what she said. Did she say, I'm going to fight you after work? Nobody says that.
No.
It doesn't sound normal.
She was speaking to another coworker and she said, F that white B, and...
Just a minute. And you heard this?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, what was that about?
I'm not sure.
It had to happen over something. She may have said it, but it had to happen over something.
as far as I know, it all started when I asked her to clean her mess out of the microwave. That wasn't just the first time that it happened. It continued to happen.
But she was a slob. She was a slob.
She
I mean, if
wouldn't
it's
clean
what
up
you're
after
saying is
herself,
true,
yes.
she was a slob.
Yes, ma'am.
And anybody who opens up a microwave and takes out their stuff could see whether or not they've spilled it and it's overflowed or not.
Yes, ma'am.
And it just is somebody who's not caring and not respectful of other people who are using the machine. I agree with you. I actually agree with you. And I don't believe the story that you didn't know if you were in a rush, you only had 15 minutes and you didn't see that it was messy inside. I don't believe that, but that's not urgent. So after it all started over that, because she didn't clean up her mess, you must have said something to her.
No, I never said anything to her until the next day she approached me and she told me that she didn't like the way that I spoke to her.
Well, tell me, if she didn't like, so you're telling me that you didn't say anything to her?
Not other than I asked her to clean her mess out.
Well, tell me what you said to her.
I put a napkin in the microwave and I said, Keisha, can you please clean your mess?
Is that what she said to you?
No.
No, I don't believe that.
I do.
You have anything you want to say to me? Yes or no?
No.
I didn't think so. I don't believe this whole story about a witness.
I'm sorry.
I don't believe it. I don't believe there was a witness. I believe your car got keyed. I don't think you keyed your own car, because that would have been stupid for you to key your own car. But I don't think there was a witness, because it doesn't make sense.
I agree
What
with
you're
you.
telling me doesn't make sense. That you were able to contact the witness at the same phone number that I just called. The witness's name is not Mary Smith, but some other name.
I don't know, Your Honor.
I don't know either. And if I don't know, it doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make sense to me, it's not true. And since more evidence than not suggests to me that you concocted this story with this person who just hung up on me because I started to ask some very pointed questions, it appears more likely than not that I'm going to find in the plaintiff's favor for false arrest. That's what I think. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all. Step out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I hope that the plaintiff takes her money and straightens her life out.
Never work at a telemarketing place with crazy people.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Sanchez versus Nesbitt, step forward, please.
25-year-old Jacqueline Sanchez is suing her brother, 24-year-old Joshua Nesbitt, for the cost to fix her Land Rover after he wrecked it.
Miss Sanchez, the defendant is your brother. You and your kids were staying with him for a period of time in Florida. It is your claim he borrowed your car, had an accident, and didn't pay for the damages to the car.
That's right, yes.
Give me the make and model of your car.
It's a 2002 Discovery Land Rover.
When did you purchase it?
We bought it in November 2006.
Who bought it?
My husband and I.
Is there a loan out on the car?
There is, yes.
What's left on the car?
A little over $14,000.
There's a loan out on the car. You had to have insurance.
We did have insurance, yes.
And?
The insurance that we had, it covered the other party's car and liability, but it didn't actually cover our vehicle.
It has to. You have to have collision insurance if you have a loan outstanding on the car. Ms. Sanchez?
It didn't.
Then you did something in violation of the law if you didn't have collision.
When I got the insurance coverage, I just asked what we needed, and that's what they gave us. I didn't.
No, I don't
wasn't-
believe that at all.
Okay.
I don't
wasn't-
believe that at all. Now, whenever you have a loan outstanding on a car, you have to have insurance. You have to have liability and collision so that the car can be completely covered. You have a letter there from the people to whom this $14,000 is owed?
No, because we've still been making the payments on it.
You have your insurance policy?
I do, yes.
I want to take a look at it. Let me see proof that you've been making payments on the car.
I don't have any proof that we've been making payments on it.
Who was the loan maker on the car?
CarMax Auto Financial.
Well, your brother's defense is that he knew that you had money outstanding on this car. He had an accident with the car. He assumed it was covered, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I would have assumed it was covered.
in the state of Florida, the law is.
I know what the law is in the state of Florida. I'm a resident of the
Yeah,
state
so I
of
was
Florida.
I was
I'm
under these-
speaking. You see my mouth moving? Don't interrupt me. You have to have collision insurance if you have a loan. So while I'm going to hear the case, I'm not making any award until I see proof that you've continued to make payments on the car up until the 1st of this month.
Okay.
When did you have the accident?
The accident was on July 28th, 2009.
Was it your fault?
Technically, it was.
I don't
my-
want to hear technically. I
Yes,
asked you if it
yes.
was your fault.
Yes, it was my fault.
After the accident, what conversation did you have with your sister?
Well, I called my sister and I informed her that I was just in a car accident with her car, and the first thing she told me was that she didn't have collision on her car, which I was under the assumption that it was. So, I mean, I never would have gotten into the car and taken it for a drive in the first place if I didn't know that it didn't have collision on it.
Tell me about the fault aspect of this accident.
Well, I was driving up to West Palm, and
to do what?
I was going to court.
For what?
It was a
DUI?
reckless driving case. Excuse me?
Reckless driving and DUI?
Yes, but that case got thrown out. That case got thrown out because I wasn't in the wrong. They gave me a breathalyzer and I was under the legal limit, so they threw out the case. And that's why I didn't get charged with it.
Great. How do you think I knew that that's what you were on your way to court about?
Because you're a judge, I'm sure you can look up all my information.
I didn't look up a thing. I just knew. When was the last time you made a car payment?
Our car payments are due on the 18th. We haven't made one yet for this month, but...
But you made one in October?
Yes.
And one in September?
Yes.
And August?
No.
Why not?
Because I was stuck in Florida, they gave us an extension on it.
And how much is the damage on the car?
The estimate I got was for $6,250.
Let me see it. You have pictures of the car?
I do, yes.
Do you have any other defense to this action, sir?
The only information I got is while she was staying with us, her children and her caused damage and made a mess in the house.
Show me.
Oh, unfortunately, before I knew I was coming to court for the case, I had to hire a maid service to come clean my entire house. So I just brought that information with me.
Why didn't you clean the house yourself?
Because a lot of the things I didn't have the right kind of equipment to clean, like
All you need are your 2 hands and a rag. Mr. Nesbitt, I'm not going to torture you any further, sir. Sadly, as between your sister and you had the accident.
Correct.
The accident was your fault. So as between you and your sister, you're responsible for the damage. I'm not comfortable with your sister's claim that she has been making payments on this car. I'm not comfortable with that at all. So provisionally, I am entering a judgment in the amount that she requests. And when we receive proof by virtue of canceled checks and a statement from CarMax that she was current with her payments, then I will enter a final judgment in her favor for $5,000. Do you understand?
I do, yes.
Perfect. That's all.
Ernest Hunter is suing fellow motorist Jason DeLeo for pepper spraying him during an incident of road rage. Jason claims Ernest came after him with a crowbar.
Order. All rise. Yeah, that's case number 542 on the calendar in the matter of Hunter versus DeLeo.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Judge Price has been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
Mr. Hunter, it is your claim that the defendant in an act of road rage maced you. Mr. DeLeo says that he was defending himself because you were actually attacking him, and he's counterclaiming for having him falsely arrested. So why don't you, Mr. Hunter, let's start from the beginning. On what date did this happen?
20th day of April.
What were you driving?
My 1500 Chevy pickup truck.
What time of the day was this?
8 o'clock in the morning, Your Honor.
Describe to me what happened, Mr. Hunter.
As I got to the 2nd Avenue in Glenwood, Mr. Delaney was behind me, and as the light changed to green, he honked his horn, and he proceeded to pass me. So I'm going to work, so I don't want nothing to hold me up, so I proceeded back in front of him.
All right, so now let's stop a little bit so that
Yes.
we make it crystal clear what happened, Mr. Hunter. You were in front of Mr. DeLeo.
Yes.
There was a light.
Yes, ma'am.
The light changed. According to you, you weren't moving fast enough, so he honked his horn.
That's correct.
He came around and passed you.
Yes, ma'am.
Got in front of you.
That's right.
Then you came around and got in front of him.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Okay, so now you're in front of him.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, now I'm in front of him, and he cannot come back in front of me because
He couldn't come in front of you?
he couldn't know, ma'am. Well,
Why?
thank you. Recently here, they started changing the golf course to one lane, making it accessible to bikes to ride on the side of the road.
So now you're in a single lane and
Yes,
he's
ma'am.
behind you.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
And I proceeded to the next major traffic light, which was Canada, where the accident happened in Glenwood. And he came up on the left side of me, on my side of the truck, and proceeded.
Just a minute. He came up on your side of the truck so that there's a passenger seat in between the two of you?
Correct.
Fine. So there's a passenger seat in his car.
Yes, ma'am.
In between the two of you.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Okay. As he was yelling, what's your problem? I happened to turn and look over that way. He had his arm over across the passenger seat and had let down the window about so much. And he started spraying me with mace, or pepper spray they call it. And that's the stain of how intensely it was on my shirt.
I'm not interested in looking at your shirt, sir. I have no idea what that is.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
I have no idea what that is. So you're telling me he sprayed something at you, but from his side, over the passenger side, in between your two cars, and he sprayed something at you.
Correct.
And then what happened, Mr. Hunter?
Okay, now I proceeded to try to get out of his way, a stream of fire. He just kept spraying it, and I started feeling around in my truck, which I know I had some tools up under my seat. So I came out my truck when he kept on spraying me, but the light changed, and I couldn't make it to him.
You're missing a whole big piece there, Mr. Hunter.
I came out my truck.
But first you got something from your truck.
Yes, yeah.
What did you get from your truck, Mr.
Something
Hunter?
to stop him from spraying.
What did you get from your truck?
A trailer hitch.
And show me with your hands, how big is that?
It's about that long.
And what's it made of?
It's made of steel.
So you bent down, you got yourself a big piece of metal, you got out of your car in order to get away from him.
Yes.
I'm just following you.
Okay.
You got out of your car in order to get away from him.
Yes.
And?
I couldn't get away from his hands, so I proceeded.
How about just pulling your car away?
It's a red light there, Your Honor.
No, so you just left the car at the red light, you got a big metal pipe and went up to him.
Yeah.
That's what you were going to do.
That's
what
right.
were you going to do when you got to him, Mr. Hunter?
Knock that can out of his hand.
Knock the can out of his hand?
That's correct.
How were you going to do that? By poking through his window?
If I can get my eyes open, I would have tried to hit, but I couldn't get my eyes open.
I'm having a difficult time believing you, Mr. Hunter.
Yeah.
Very difficult. Okay. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good. So you're outside of the car with the pipe.
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened next?
And he could see the light change, and I did get a glance of his hand, but by the time I swung, it accidentally hit his back glass, and he left. He pulled off.
Now, why don't you tell me what happened, Mr. DeLeo?
Okay, ma'am, I was...
Because you have a counterclaim, and that counterclaim is for false arrest.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
The expenses. I was behind him at a red light. He paused and turned green, so I kind of toot nothing,
All right, so you honked the horn. That's just ridiculous.
Well,
go ahead. Keep going.
So I made a right turn in front of the guy. At that point...
Now, just a second. Why did you do that, sir? I'm just asking you a question.
No problem. I was going to work. I was in a hurry. So but I did very civilized. I right side of his thing, put a blinker on, got in front of him. At that point, it goes from 2 lanes to 1 lane. And that's when he passed me, almost running me off the road. And that kind of irked me a little bit. So we pull up next to the red light. I'm on the left, he's on the right. Not a beautiful spring day. Our windows are down. Looked over at him and said, "What are you doing? You could have caused a wreck. What are you doing?" I mean, still bickering back and forth.
Just a second. You're screaming inappropriately at each other.
Yeah, like 2 school kids, immature.
I got it.
So I said something to the effect of, "You crazy old fool, you're going to kill somebody." And he says, "You crazy old fool, I'll show you crazy old fool." And he's rummaging down on his floor for something. At that point, I'm getting kind of defensive. I mean, so I had a mace in my hand, and he came up, took his belt off, came out of the car, and then he proceeded to raise it. The light turned green. I took off, and it smashed my window so hard that he put a hole in my door.
How did he get maced?
What do you mean?
How did he get mace in his face?
When he was coming out,
you left out that part of your story.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, it was when he came out of the car. I wanted to repel him, so as he had the pipe in his hand, I maced him.
Where was he standing when you maced him?
Between our cars.
Between your cars?
Yes, ma'am. It was like 5 feet gap between 2 cars at a red light.
So he was standing next to the passenger side of your car?
Yes, ma'am, he did, with a pipe in his hand. And he hit my car so hard, I had photographs of that.
I'd like to see where he hit your
He
car.
put a hole in my door, metal door, that I have to bond to it now.
I'd like to see, just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to see where it was hit.
And of course, the back window is shattered. So you see the dent in that car, how...
Just a second. Is this the passenger door?
Rear passenger door, yes, ma'am.
Rear passenger door.
Ma'am. When the light turned green, I stepped on it to get out of there, and he didn't have the angle to get my door.
I'd like to see the police report, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ernest Hunter says fellow motorist Jason DeLeo pepper sprayed him during an incident of road rage. Jason is countersuing for car damages and a false arrest.
All right, now, Mr. DeLeo.
Yes, ma'am.
The story that you told the police was somewhat different from the one you just told me.
How so?
Very easy. You advised the police that Mr. Hunter,
Right.
at the light, began to undo his seatbelt, and that's when you sprayed him.
Well, that was medication. He's coming out.
That's when you sprayed him while he was still in his car. Then you said you sprayed him 2 more times once he got out of the car with the crowbar.
Right.
But you told the police that you sprayed him because you were at the light screaming at each other like 2 idiots. And then he undid his seatbelt and was probably going down to get a crowbar.
Which is showing.
Just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
But he hadn't been down there to get the crowbar, Mr. DeLeo, because otherwise he wouldn't have gotten sprayed in the eyes, which he was sprayed in the eyes. Sprayed in the eyes, according to the police. So what you said to the police was accurate, or what you're telling me is accurate.
Well,
Those are 2 different things, sir.
Right, I understand that. When he was making the gestures to go down on to the floorboard, he came back under his belt. At that point, to stop the action happening, my first.
Stop the action happening, you take off in your car.
But there's a red light. There's crossing traffic. I mean, I would love to have done that. But I mean, this guy was going to part my hair with a crowbar, and I didn't want that to happen.
Why don't you roll up your windows?
How's that going to break?
Why don't you roll up your windows, Mr. DeLeo?
He would have broken my window.
No.
There's no doubt that he got out of his car with a pipe. He admitted to that.
Mr. DeLeo, you were arrested.
Yes, ma'am.
And subsequently, the charges
Were dropped.
were dropped.
Yes, ma'am.
And had you filed a complaint against Mr. Hunter?
No, I did not.
Then you did not.
No, ma'am.
Mr. Hunter,
Yes, ma'am.
I believe that he maced you before you got out of your car.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I do. And he has to pay for that.
Thank you.
I also think that you were a bit of an idiot to respond to him by getting out of your car instead of locking yourself into your car and pulling away by bending down and getting this crowbar that just happened to be in the front seat of your car and getting out and smashing his car. That's not a response.
No, ma'am.
But I believe he maced you first. Judging for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500, and Mr. DeLeo, your counterclaim's dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It's just our testosterone.
It was upsetting somebody to spray you.
We're grown men. We should know better.
Oh, I never had nothing burn so bad in my life.
But we didn't, and this transpired.
Tried water just make it worse and worse.
And we're both a little sorry that happened.
Just stay calm and don't feed into the fire.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hollis versus Parisi, step forward, please.
Cameron Hollis is suing his ex-girlfriend, Heather Parisi, for loans to buy new furniture and the return of 2 cable boxes.
Mr. Hollis, this used to be your girlfriend. You claim she owes you some money for furniture that you purchased for her.
Yes, ma'am.
There's no question, Miss Parisi. Let's start out with this. Now, there's no question that Mr. Hollis paid for the furniture.
Correct.
When did he pay for the furniture for you?
Mid-January.
Now, at that time, Mr. Hollis had been out of your apartment for how long?
A month.
Well, he had been out of the house at your request because you had him taken out by the police.
Yes.
And you had a protective order?
Yes.
So in January, you paid the rent by yourself?
Correct.
When did you first speak to Mr. Hollis after you paid your rent alone in January?
Within a day or two.
Did you call him or did he call you?
He contacted me.
And what did you say to him?
I don't recall what the conversation was.
What did he say to you?
He was very upset about the relationship being over.
Mm-hmm.
And that he would go to counseling and some extensive counseling and also relationship counseling, trying to work the situation out.
And what did you say to him?
I just said basically trial and error. I have to see before I believe.
And?
I honestly haven't seen a change in anything.
Well, so when did you see him again?
Approximately a week before he purchased the furniture.
Now, you tell me, Mr. Hollis, what she said to you when you went into the furniture store.
Well, first of all, it was the day before we were together. I believe it was January 12th. We stayed together that night. The next day...
Where did you stay together?
At the home.
Go ahead.
So the next day we were out messing around. We come by a furniture store. We'd seen a couch that was on sale for $999. She said, I like this couch. If you were to purchase that for me, I'll give you back the money I'm getting on the 16th from an ex-husband. So I thought about it. I mean, we were there probably 2 hours, and I thought and thought. You know, she came across a table with $490 or something. I have the receipt here, which was on sale also. And I finally, you know, could I do anything for the woman? I told her, sure, if I'm going to get paid back, I'll do this for you. So I did purchase the furniture.
Where did you stay that night?
I stayed with her because I helped her put the furniture together. February 6th comes around. She calls me and she said, would you like to go out and do something tonight? We had a plan for that night to do something, and that's when all heck broke loose. Well,
what happened to the 16th? You didn't get your money.
I talked to her many times. She came up with excuses, but she purchased a car, she purchased bed sets, she purchased new dogs during this time. That's what kind of made me mad. Like, where's all this money coming from? But you can't. She's like, well, I haven't got the money from my ex-husband. That's all from my paychecks. I told you I'd pay you when I get my money from my ex-husband. But she purchased all this other stuff. That's what kind of was ticking me off. And I was like, you know what? I think I got to go to court about this.
Mm-hmm. What happened on the 6th of February?
We were supposed to go out that night. We planned, all day. We talked. She kept up to 10 o'clock at night. She was saying, I'm getting in the shower, this and that. I go by the home. She wasn't there. I know the friends she hang out with, and I know where they hang out. So I went there, to talk to her. Like, why lie to me? Why not just...
Where did you go?
To a bar in Portland.
Go ahead.
So I walked inside the nightclub. I saw her there, which I knew she was going to be there. And I approached her. I said, can we go outside and talk? No, I don't need nothing to say to you. I was like, you were just, 10 minutes ago telling me that you're in the shower. So I said, I think we should go out and talk about this. No, you can leave. And I was like, okay, well, when I was going to leave, I was drinking a beer that I purchased right then, and I poured it on her head. And to my, I'm thinking, he ruined my night, I'm going to ruin hers. So I walked out. I get down the bar. I get hit in the back of the head by Miss Parisi. Then I just walked out, kept walking. Have not spent any time with her since. No, I'm sorry. It was over, probably a month later, then we decided to go to dinner again.
So you went to dinner again after that?
Yes, we have been together.
Was it pleasant?
Yeah.
Did you call her afterwards?
Have I called her? Yes, we talked.
Since then, when was the last time you talked other than today?
2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Go.
In December, Mr. Hollis verbally attacked me.
I don't care. I don't care. I want to know what happened in the furniture store.
We were walking around the mall. There was a furniture store in that mall, and I had been talking about getting new furniture. And so I said that there was a sectional in there that I liked, and I was going to buy it when I got money. We went to leave. My 5-year-old and I are standing by the escalator, and Cameron says, well, if you let me sleep at your house for 3 nights, I'll buy you the furniture. Fine, be my guest. I'm not going to say no to that. I'm not stupid. And so then...
I take book on that.
Well, yeah, I've made some bad choices, but then I let him sleep at the house. The next morning we got up
Where
immediately.
Where did he sleep in the house?
I'm in my bed.
So you got property in exchange for sex?
No.
What happened on February 6th?
On February 6th,
Because you have a counterclaim here for assault.
I had planned out to go with my girlfriends, and I made it clear to him I had plans to go out with my girlfriends. And I was in the shower, and Cameron kept texting me that I can go out and I won't go out with him, and back and forth like that, and I can make time for my friends.
You'd already gotten the furniture, right?
Yes, correct. Mm-hmm. And then I went to the club with my friends, a club that I do not go to. I've been to 2 times in my life. And I was just sitting there enjoying the company of my friends. And then one of my friends asked if I knew the guy who was looking at us that looked crazy. And I turned and I was like, my heart dropped, my stomach dropped, immediate fear in me. He came to the table and asked me to go outside. I said, no, I'm not going outside with you. You're going to hurt me. I'm not going outside. He goes, I don't think you want your friends to hear what I have to say. I go, I don't want to hear what you have to say, but if you need to say something, say it. He goes, your friends are just going to drop you off here with some guys and just leave. I'm like, I turned to my friend. And
Ms. Parisi, don't you understand, madam, that men don't like to be made fools of? So when you say you're not stupid, and that's why you took the furniture, I think you are stupid for taking the furniture. Because if you weren't interested in Mr. Hollis, and you knew you weren't interested in him long term because you had already been involved with him long term, and you got rid of him. If you were interested in him, you would pass up going out partying with your girlfriends to spend an evening with a guy that you care about. Clearly, that wasn't the case. It was just good enough for him to lay out the money for this furniture for you. That makes you stupid. He's not entitled to pour beer over your head.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that, and you have to pay her for that. That's going to cost you $50. That's a very expensive beer because she has a counterclaim for a lot more than that. She'd like about $3,000. That's not going to happen in this lifetime. So on your counterclaim, Mr. Hollis is going to pay you $50 for his bad behavior in pouring a beer on you because he was embarrassed because you wouldn't speak to him. He, on the other hand, is going to get all the money for the furniture because I believe him, and I don't believe you. I think you're a user. $1,497. Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Parties are excused.
For Lisa Ashpole for a series of unpaid loans. Lisa says the money was an attempt to win her love.
Order. All rise. Now, this is case number 156 on the calendar in the matter of Gray versus Ashpole. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
Mr. Gray, you and the defendant dated briefly while she was separated from her husband. And according to your complaint, during that time, you made 2 loans to her. The first loan was for an attorney, and the second was to catch up on a mortgage payment. The defendant says you never made any loans to her, but did give her money. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Now, when did you meet her?
It was during bowling season.
I don't know when bowling season is, sir.
About 2001.
Excuse me?
In the fall.
Can you get any closer by, say, month?
Okay, August, how's that?
August of 2001.
Yes. And we were just friends up at the bowling alley, sitting there talking and, you know, joking around. Eventually, right around St. Patrick's Day. All right.
We're going to have a conversation here, which means you'll talk and then I'll talk.
Okay.
Did you meet her at bowling?
She was a waitress, I was a bowler. Yes.
When did you separate from your husband?
In June.
So you were separated at the time that you met the plaintiff, is that right?
No, we were friends when I was at work. So I knew him while I was still married, yes.
But in August of 2001 is when you started to date him?
No.
When?
May of 2001.
And when did you separate from your husband?
In June.
Okay. Shh. When was this loan for a lawyer?
Roughly August 2001.
Is that right?
July of 2001.
Now, I'd like you to tell me the circumstances surrounding that, sir. You're not very good at dates. Let's see if you're better at the substantive part of it.
On the lawyer? She come up to me and she was having trouble and she wanted a divorce from her husband.
But you were dating at that time?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And I had a good lawyer friend that I referred her to, and he cut her a deal and gave her half of the retainer fee. So I gave her the $750 in cash so she could go get things taken care of. And at that point, I made her understand it was still a loan to her, not a gift.
How did you make that clear, sir?
Just by talking and told her what I said.
I want you to tell me what you said and what she said.
She told me she would pay me back within a reasonable short amount of time.
She said she would pay you back?
Yes, she did.
Now, what's your version of the lawyer story?
The lawyer story is that he had this great friend that worked on his divorce case, and I needed to get this started. And he gave me the money.
Now, what did you say to him and what did he say to you?
Let me give you the money. Let me help you. Let me give you the money to get it. Otherwise, where are you going to be? You're not going to have an attorney. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at you. You're not going to have an attorney without any money. Let me help you.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing ever about any loan.
Well, why would he give
any
you,
payback?
Why would he give you that money? Why would you not expect to
He wanted
pay him
my
back?
divorce.
You wanted a divorce. Why?
I think actually he wanted it probably more than I did.
No. No. Why would you think that you should not pay him back?
Because I didn't, at that particular time, I did not have the means to pay him back, and he knew that. I had told him that, and then this is also about the mortgage.
Well, you didn't get to the mortgage
I know.
yet.
But I knew that I have 3 children. I'm not getting child support. I'm a working mom. I'm not going to give up my home. At one point, I even had 3 jobs to support my means.
Okay. Now tell me about the mortgage payments, sir.
Well, she was
That's the
behind,
second loan.
She was behind 3 months in her mortgage.
How did you know that?
She told me.
Where were you when she told you that?
We were probably just sitting in her room, bedroom.
Go ahead.
and she said she was 3 months behind. And she asked if I could help her out. And I said, yes, I can. But again, I loaned her the money, and I made the payments.
Now we'll hear you.
I have never asked him to give me money. I have never asked him to loan me money. I never asked him for anything. We might have been sitting on my bed talking, and I was venting because I was very upset. I was behind. I was not getting any help from my husband that had moved out. But I had never asked him for anything.
You told him that you were 3 months behind in your mortgage payment. How did he pay the mortgage payment?
Actually, I was paying bills, writing things out.
On the bed?
Because I had it out, right. I was paying my other bills that I could afford to pay. I could not afford to pay this. He took the statement out of my hand, picked up the phone, and made a check over the phone to pay the mortgage. And I was telling him,
Is that
no,
right, sir? You
please
paid it over
do
the
not
phone?
do that.
I made it by Visa, yes.
You made it by Visa over the phone?
Yes.
And I kept saying, please do not do that. Because if I would have had anything to do with this, I would have at least made him make sure that he paid the right amount. Because he didn't pay the whole thing.
How much was the mortgage?
$3,000.
Your Honor, I would like to also say some other things that I have here.
Go ahead.
After my husband had left, we've never lived together, but Tim never went home. He asked me if he was getting low on his check, should he reorder some and put them in my address. I told him no, it was too soon. I did not think that this was a good idea. To go open my mailbox 2 weeks later to find a box of checks in his name only in my address. He has also bought siding to my shed that I told him to return.
So?
I also fixed a lot of stuff in the house. Shortly after her husband left.
You cared for her.
Oh, yes. I cared very much.
You cared for her. Did you follow through with your divorce?
It's in the works right now.
What happened to the two of you? Just curious.
Well, she couldn't handle my kids. My kids are very outspoken. They tell it as it is, and that's the way I raised them.
Just a second.
The raised.
Maybe they're just rude.
No, this is the way we were. We just, told it as it is. And she just couldn't handle the way they were.
How old are your children?
I got 4, 22, 21, 19, and 16. And, I love them dearly. And she couldn't handle it, so she, went her way a little while. Before I knew that, she was starting to date another guy from the bar. Past I heard that she was back with her husband again, from what I heard, and here I am.
Is that true?
No, it's not.
You heard wrong.
Yep, okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She was very manipulative in what she did, a lot of things.
That's not what you told me
But I
before.
don't loan that type of money without.
Yes, you do.
No, I
you do if you're in love.
And later today,
Mr. Bridges, what date did they take the computer home?
Forgive me. Oh, great. I'm a little nervous. I apologize.
Don't be nervous. I only eat litigants on Tuesdays. Just Tuesdays.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tim Gray says ex-girlfriend Lisa Ashpole owes for a loan to retain a divorce attorney and a separate loan to pay her mortgage. Lisa says Tim was attempting to buy her love.
Mr. Gray?
Yes.
I am usually not predisposed to finding that monies paid under these circumstances are gifts. I'm usually predisposed to find that even under these circumstances, there is some obligation to repay money. Because if I find that one person is trying to get over on another, I think there's a certain inequity there. If you care for her more than she cares for you, and she's using that and is sort of bilking you for money, I think that that's an immoral thing, and that shouldn't happen. I don't get the sense of that here, sir. I really don't. What I do is sense, Mr. Gray, that you cared for her. You wanted her not to be stressed. You knew she was hardworking, and she was trying to make ends meet. She wasn't getting much money from her husband, the father of these children, and you wanted to help her because you cared for her. You had checks printed with her address. You planned on moving in to her home. You planned on being a family together. So I don't believe that under those circumstances you would have said to her, this is a loan.
But
I don't believe that that happened, sir. I believe that when she was sitting on the bed and being very unhappy because she had all of this mounting debt, you, in a very magnanimous way, like a hero, got up, went to the phone, called your Visa, and said, I want you to pay this bill.
That wasn't the way it happened, Your Honor.
I think it probably was, Mr. Gray.
She was very manipulative in what she did a lot of things on.
That may be true, sir. That's not what you told me
But I
before.
don't loan that type of money without.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You do if you're in love. You do if you're in love. You say, I want us to be together, and I want us to have a future together, and I don't want you to be stressed, and I want to show you that I can help take care of you, and that's what I'm going to do. And I believe that's what you did, Mr. Gray. And while my rulings usually do not go this way, I don't believe she was being manipulative. I believe that you were being in love and reacting appropriately, and unfortunately it didn't work out.
Maybe
you say
I
it was
was.
because of your kids. Maybe it was. But certainly, I don't believe she was being manipulative. I think that in the time that you were together, I think that she probably cared for you. Is that true?
Well, she cared, but she also agreed that she would pay me back.
I don't believe that, Mr. Gray. Your case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They're just outspoken.
I don't have a problem with outspokenness because I can be very outspoken as well.
She lied through her way and got her way out of it again.
His 16-year-old slapped my 6-year-old and left a big welt on his buttocks. Yeah.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Beausoleil versus Bridges. Step forward, please.
Doll artist Carol Beausoleil is suing computer business owner Jeff Bridges for a refund on a computer. Carol says Jeff sold an outdated computer to her minor son.
Miss Beausoleil, where's your son?
He didn't come because he's afraid to go on planes, and he just felt really awkward. And
How old is he?
17.
He didn't come because he's embarrassed. I can understand why he would be embarrassed under the circumstances of this case.
Oh, okay,
According to
yeah,
your
you're
complaint,
right.
Miss Beausoleil, your son wanted a computer, and he had a friend who worked in a computer store. Two of you discussed it and thought it would be a good idea for him to go to the computer store where his friend works. Are you the friend?
Yes.
For him to buy a computer, a used computer, because he needed it for the internet.
Right.
So he went with his friend to the computer store owned by the defendant and was sold a used computer with a monitor. The whole package was $420?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, by the way.
Good morning. And you say the computer crashed at some point and you want your money back.
Yeah.
What date did you sell the boy the computer?
Speaking to me, Your Honor?
Yes.
Your
I'm
Honor?
looking at you, I'm talking to you.
Sorry. I sold it on March 28th of 2002, and it was a used computer system.
Okay. And you told him it was used?
Yes, I did.
Did he give you a deposit?
Yes, he gave me a $50 deposit.
Did he take the computer with him?
No, not right away.
So he really bought it on layaway?
Yes.
Now, when your son came home, your son was 17 at the time?
Yeah.
Did you discuss with your son that he had found a computer that he liked and he put a $50 deposit on it?
Right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So did you go down to the computer store to
Yes.
look at it?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. It looked brand new.
Well, you knew it wasn't brand new.
No.
You knew it was used.
It was a few years old.
When did you take the computer home?
It was about a month after. We brought it home.
Just to answer my questions. Your son isn't here,
Okay.
so I have to do this my way. Mr. Bridges, what date did they take the computer home?
Forgive me. Oh, great. I'm a little nervous. I apologize.
Don't be nervous. I only eat litigants on Tuesdays. Is this Tuesday?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Carol Beausoleil says business owner Jeff Bridges sold a worthless computer to her minor son.
Go ahead.
Okay. $328 is what I have.
$328 is the first payment of $50,
Oops,
Mr. Bridges.
I'm sorry. Actually, Your Honor, if I may show these to you, because
Why? If you can't find it, why are you giving it to me? I don't get paid to get tortured, Mr. Bridges.
Well,
she
you
says
know-
it was a month later, so let's say it was a month later.
Okay,
They
yeah.
made the final payment, you gave them the computer.
Yes.
All right, now, Miss Beausoleil, you now bring the computer home. Who made the last payment, you or your son?
I gave my son the money to go and put down.
All right, after you had already been there to see it.
Right.
Fine.
If I may, Your Honor, she actually came into this the store to make the last payment and a check.
Well, you had to bring it in the car. We had,
Oh, so you went and made the last payment.
with my son.
Fine. No, you went. You're the adult. Your
Yeah.
son is a minor. He cannot enter into a
Right,
contract.
right. Okay.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
If your son had gone in there alone, Mr. Bridges might have had a problem. But your son didn't go there alone. He went there with you, Miss Beausoleil.
Right.
You knew you weren't getting any guarantee with the computer.
Oh, yeah, there's a guarantee. I have a guarantee here.
Let me see it.
And I have this over here that I underlined.
Let's see what the guarantee is. Where's the guarantee?
At the very bottom.
It says all repairs are guaranteed for 30 days.
But, I mean, as far as the warranty, too, there's a warranty on it.
Listen, help me out here. Just let her point it to you, Bird. You can point it to me, and then make my life easier.
May I speak?
No.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, he reassured me, I mean, you know, because we were going to have it fixed, and then...
Miss Beausoleil, there was no warranty with this computer. The piece of paper that you gave me said that all repairs done by them are guaranteed for 30 days. You have a document there that does not have a warranty. Is that correct?
Okay, but on the day we picked it up, from that date on, we still had the 30 days.
No! You don't have 30 days. You didn't have a computer repaired. You bought a computer, a used computer that came without a warranty, which is exactly what I said.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's getting harder. Now, you bring the computer home.
Mm-hmm.
What happened when you got it home?
So he set everything up, the technician helped him, and then the system stated it wasn't internet ready, that he needed a lot more RAM. So that was fine. So Linus offered his assistance and added these few things for the computer. And then when I called Jeffrey...
Linus? Is that your name?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, that's my
Yes
son's
is all
name.
I need from you.
So
he came over and he added stuff for the,
yeah,
for the
which was
computer.
nice. I mean, we didn't think there was a problem with the computer.
Good.
We thought
Next.
it just needs a few RAMs. So then I called Mr. Bridges to tell him, and he says, well, you know what, Carol, the new modem, it's in the mail. It hasn't arrived yet, but you can use the one we have. But, you know, I just closed my business. He was open for a month. And I figured, well, we'll
Did
just
it
have
work? Listen to me. Did it work after Linus put in the RAMs or doodads or whatever it did? Did it work?
It was
for a day, for 2 days, for 5 days.
It worked for some game procedures, but it was very slow.
I don't care if it was slow or not.
Yeah.
It's an old thing, as my husband says. You know, when he has a computer and it's more than 6 months old, he says to me, oh, it's a dinosaur. I need a new computer. You know?
Yeah.
But it worked.
Yeah.
So what are you complaining about?
Well, when I talked to DSL, they said they couldn't, that we couldn't deal with DSL. So in other words, my son couldn't go on internet. He couldn't go on the internet.
What do you want from me? What do you want from Mr. Bridges? You should have made all of these inquiries before you bought the computer. Before you bought the computer. You bought a computer that did not have any warranties whatsoever on it.
Yeah, but he gave me his phone number and said, Carol, if anything goes wrong, just give me a call. So I did. He hung up on me. I had to call the police, and then he did.
What'd you call the police for?
Because he called me a controlling, and he pressed the button. He pressed the button.
So
and it's
you
like,
bothered the police with that?
No, but it seems like when he sold the computer, and after we had it in our house, oh, well, no big deal. I mean,
that's what happens. He's a merchant. Miss Beausoleil, do your homework better the next time. If you buy something that's used, especially a computer, what I suggest you do is, I suggest you read all kinds of magazines, get a hold of consumer reports, get a hold of everything else, and make an informed judgment. When you're buying something used, it's no different from buying it off the street, unless you get a guarantee from someone that they will honor repairing, maintaining it, or whatever for a period of time.
Well,
the fact that he went out of business, he doesn't have to stay in business to satisfy you. If he can't make a living, he's entitled to go out of business.
Yeah.
You bought a computer with no recourse because you have no guarantee. And anything that's not in your contract, the fact that he gave you his phone number, you cannot amend a written contract, which is what you have, with an oral statement, call me if you have any problems. That's what everybody says. That's like the check is in the mail. You know, call me with any problems. Ms. Beausoleil, you should be wise enough.
Common law wife, 25-year-old customer service rep Rebecca Cardisco, for a series of unpaid loans. Rebecca says the money was meant for her children's Christmas gifts.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 193 on the calendar in the matter of Harris versus Cardisco.
Thank you, Bird.
Quite welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Miss Harris, is this your son?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this the son that has 2 children with this lady?
Yes, ma'am.
It is your claim that the defendant owes you some money for a series of loans. She and your son, I assume, lived together or were together for a period of time because, according to what I've read, they have 2 children together.
Yes, ma'am.
How old are your grandchildren?
3 and 1. And John also has 2 stepsons, which were Rebecca's children.
Well, they were never married.
No, but he has custody of them.
He has custody of her 2 children that are not his biological children.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have custody of all 4 children. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
What is wrong with you? Shh, quiet.
We went through we're going through custody right now.
No. I could understand when you have a custody dispute involving parents, 2 biological parents, judge has to weigh what's in a child's best interest. But when a judge, unless the judge is educated on Jupiter, gives non-biological children to not even a step-parent, because the 2 of you were never married, to somebody else, there has to be something wrong with you. Do you have a drug problem, an alcohol problem?
I did, Your Honor. I did have a drug problem, and he doesn't have full custody of the children. It's going through social services.
Well, but who do they live with 5 days a week?
Right now, him.
Fine. So, and they go to school from his house?
Yes.
So right now he has custody?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you in a drug program?
Yes, I am.
Did you go into a residential program?
When I get back in town, I am.
So you are not now in a residential drug program?
No, but I'm in outpatient program right now.
How long were you using drugs?
For 3 years. After I had my daughter, I got in a car wreck and had a lot of back problems.
Oh, everybody has back problems. But not everybody becomes addicted to drugs. Okay. Tell me about the loans.
Okay. Basically met Becky in March of '98 when she was living with another boyfriend in the same complex we did. They broke up and she needed a place to stay, and she finagled her way into my house and lived with us for a couple months, and then her and John started a relationship. Then the first grandchild was born in 9 of '99, and from that point on, it started being just a big con. Every couple months, every couple weeks, she needed this or needed that or needed help with this. Then they broke up for a while, and she had her own apartment and would hold the baby almost hostage. If you want to see your granddaughter, you'll give me this. She had a car wreck in 11 of '99, and that's when she got her back hurt and started taking Vicodin and Zoma and got addicted to them. And then she got pregnant again with my second granddaughter and had her
Also no testament to his good judgment.
Yes.
Okay.
And she was born in March of 2001.
Now, when she lived with you, she also lived with you with her other 2 children?
Yes, ma'am. I supported her and her 2 children then. And then, after the second baby was born, she really got deep into the drugs. She, at one point, had 8 drug felonies on her. 2 of them were where she used my name to get the drugs. And she was actually able to con her way out of those charges. She got something called drug court, where she gets to go in and talk to somebody once a week. And
at what point did they remove the children?
In May of this year.
Were either of the girls born with any sort of drugs in their system?
No, ma'am.
Were either of them tested?
No, ma'am, so there's no way to know for sure.
Where does your son live now, Miss Harris?
My son lives in Fort Collins with the children, and I travel there every day to help him with the children.
Stand up. Who takes care of the children?
Oh, I do. My mother helps.
You work?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
Construction.
How do you support yourself?
Right now, I don't have a place to live. That's why when I go back, I'm going into treatment.
How do you expect her to give you any money?
In July of this year, Becky claimed she got a $50,000 insurance settlement.
Did
she
you?
went out and bought a new car.
No, I
Did
didn't.
you?
No, I didn't. My grandmother.
Did you get any money?
My grandmother gave me a couple thousand to get me a car so I could get a job.
And what'd you do with the car?
It broke down.
Did you ever tell Miss Harris that you got a settlement for something?
I did tell her I had gotten some money and that I would give her some. I did tell her that. But I didn't have any. And as far as...
You didn't have any what?
I didn't have any money.
So what you told her was a lie?
Yes, Your Honor.
How much money do you owe her?
I do owe her money. She did give me money for Christmas. I'm not going to say I don't owe her anything, because I do.
So I'm asking, how much do you owe her?
I don't know for sure. I mean,
how much does she owe you for Christmas?
For Christmas alone, $800. But prior to that, I gave her $500 for rent in November, $500 again rent for January and and I even had to take loans out from where I worked for me to survive because I was giving her money.
Did you expect to get that money back?
Yes,
Ms.
I
Harris,
did.
my question is, seriously, did you expect to get that money back from her? And I mean, you can get a judgment, but I'm going to ask you honestly.
Yes, ma'am.
Where's she going to get the money from?
She would actually sit there on the phone in front of me and be talking to the insurance guy. Actually sit there talking to him, but she actually wasn't talking to him. And she was having a conversation with nobody. Yes, I'll come down and get that check. At one point, I mean, several times she was supposed to pick up a check. She had John and I believing she got a $50,000 check. She was throwing money around. She went and got a $150 perm. She gave me a $100 bill one time to thank me for watching her kids because she'd been out of the house for almost 3 months. I actually thought she was getting a settlement. Then I find this letter in the house. She settled for next to nothing in November of 2000.
Let me see.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You didn't tell them that you were settling it. You just wanted the money right away.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, I know. But you're doing drugs. You need some money for drugs. Nonsense. Nonsense.
And later today,
If she's the co-signer on a note for your car, then you're supposed to pay for the car.
Right, which I pay her for.
Let's go slowly, Mr. Gaffney. My father didn't raise idiots.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Rosemary Harris says her son's former common law wife, Rebecca Cardisco, owes for several unpaid loans. Rosemary claims Rebecca is a drug addict.
So you settled this accident claim despite the fact that you had an attorney. How much did you settle it for?
I think it was around $800. The attorney said that they couldn't get any more, and if they could, it was going to take a long while.
You didn't tell them that you were settling it. You just wanted the money right away.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah,
say
I know.
was settling.
That's what you did. You had a lawyer. They got fed up with you because you settled with this company after they had made some expenditures. But you're doing drugs. You need some money. You need some money for drugs. Look, as far as I can see, she owes you for 3 months' rent and $800 for Christmas. She doesn't know how much she owes you. That's $2,300. Has she, I assume, not given you any child support for the 3 children?
Not as of yet, no.
Have you worked in the last 5 years?
Yes, Your Honor, and he did receive child support last month.
How much?
I gave him $500.
From where?
Between him and his mother.
From where?
I got some money from my grandmother.
From your grandmother?
She gave me some money to give him for the children. He said that he needed it for the children. And I have a job.
Do you use drugs or do you sell them occasionally?
I don't do either. I've been clean.
Judge, there is a judgment now. She's supposed to pay $575 a month.
Good. That's what she's supposed to do. Somebody else is taking care of your children. In the meantime, she owes you $2,300. Miss Cardisco, I wish you good luck in residential treatment. If you want it to be successful, you have to stay there. You can't go in there for 6 weeks, or for 4 weeks, or for 12 weeks and say it's over. You have to stay there. What is it, a year or 18 months? Is that what they want you to stay?
60 days. 60 days.
Nonsense! Nonsense! Bert and I were in family court between us for more years than you're alive. And no residential program where you just go for 60 days is going to keep you off drugs permanently. You have to go into a drug-free environment for a long time. You've been on drugs for at least 3 years. Don't kid yourself. 60 days is not going to do it. 30 days is not going to do it. You have to do it. You have children. You made children. They need you. Do you get it? They need you. Stay with it. Find the right place and stay there. You're a young woman. How old?
25.
25. Got a lot of years ahead. They can be miserable. You can have a miserable life or you can have a happy life. You still have another 50 years of happiness or you have 50 years of misery. Choice is yours. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Becky's nothing but a con.
I do have problems and I have issues, but they're not any better than I am. Any better.
I'm the primary caregiver because Becky's a drug addict.
I never kept her grandchildren from her. I was afraid she was going to try to take off or do something with them. I didn't know what she's capable of. I mean, she just made me look like an idiot in there.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Gaffney versus Gaffney. Step forward.
Sunday school teacher Betty Gaffney is suing her son, 23-year-old Bill Gaffney, for stealing money from her bank account. Bill says he only took enough to make his car payment.
Mrs. Gaffney, the defendant is your son.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that your son took your ATM card, which you gave him, along with your PIN number.
Yes, ma'am.
And the reason you gave him your bank card was to make a withdrawal for money for a prescription for you.
Yes, ma'am.
And he took the card, he got the prescription filled, and then he proceeded over a period of time to clean out your bank account.
Yes, ma'am.
Your son says he just took money for a car payment, a couple of $100s. Why did you need your son to pick up the prescription for you, and when did this happen?
On the 15th of February, I had surgery, prior to that, and I could not drive the car because the cast was on my right leg. So he took me to the doctor, and then when we got back, I had a prescription, so I asked him to go fill it, and I gave him my ATM card. He came back.
You gave me your ATM card, but you also had to give him a PIN number.
Yes, ma'am. I gave him my PIN number.
Had he ever had the PIN number before?
Not on this card because we changed it to make it simpler to remember, but prior to him getting married and moving out, he did run errands for us, and I never had any problems with him whatsoever.
Great.
On that day, I felt really uncomfortable when he came back, so I kind of slid the card underneath some papers on the breakfast bar.
So he returned the card to you?
Yes, ma'am, he did. And then...
How much was the prescription?
It was about $15.
Okay.
He went on about his business, and my husband asked me we only had one card at that time. My husband asked me a couple of days later where the ATM card was, and I couldn't find it. Thinking it was the medication I was on that I couldn't remember, I just said, I'll find it, I'll find it. Then a couple of weeks later, my husband asked me to transfer money. I called, and they said there was only like $59 in the bank. I said, something's wrong. And I called the bank back and found all these withdrawals that I knew that we had not done because we didn't have a card.
Over what period of time, from the 15th of February, to what date were these withdrawals made from your account?
Through the 25th.
Of February?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, can you tell me what proof you have that it was your son that made these withdrawals?
I had the loss prevention department at the credit union, knowing the ones that I had not done through my checkbook. I had them to pull pictures from the ATM cameras. The first ones that I asked for...
Can I have that envelope, please? All right, Mr. Gaffney, you say in your answer that you filled your mom's prescription, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, correct.
And that you also took out money for car payment.
Right, which I gave to her because it's co-signed, so it was the car payment money that comes out of her account. I just don't want to give it to her until I got paid from work in order to give it back to her because she was wanting my money for the car payment.
Mr. Gaffney, that was a lot of double talk. If she's the co-signer on a note for your car, then you're supposed to pay for the car.
Right, which I pay her for.
Let's go slowly, Mr. Gaffney. My father didn't raise idiots. I assume she's not paying for your car. Is that right?
Well, actually, the last 6 months we have had to pay for the car and the insurance.
Why?
Because he was not working and he was not
What
paying.
about in February?
I don't remember about the car payment in February. It's been quite a while that we have been making the car payments.
So you took out how much from the bank to make the car payment?
$300.
What'd you do with the money?
I gave her back $200 of it.
How much is the car payment?
$220.
Well, you withdrew $300. What'd you do with the other $80?
Probably spent it on groceries, something like that, because it wasn't working.
Well, did you tell her about that?
No, I didn't tell her about the $300 I took out either until later when she asked me about it.
Oh, but that's all you said you took out, and that was all on the same day, is that right?
Correct.
That was all on the 15th of February, that you took out $300 that you never told her about, and the $15 for the prescription.
Right.
Is that right? So if there were pictures here that show you taking out money from her ATM after the 15th of February, these pictures would be mistaken. Is that right?
Could be.
I don't understand what that means, Mr. Gaffney. Could be. You never saw these pictures before, is that right?
Correct.
So what you're telling me is, sir, that if I were to look at these pictures and it showed, let's say, that on the 20th of February, you're using her ATM card, then that might refresh your recollection that you did, in fact, use the ATM card.
She could have went, because she was on my account, she could have went and got pictures of me using my own ATM card.
No, the bank is only sending pictures, sir, of transaction when you are using her ATM card.
Well, she's got pictures. I'd like to see them because I don't
So
believe
is it possible, sir, before I look at these pictures, is it possible, sir, that you used the ATM card, hers, at a time after February 15th?
Not to my recollection.
Well, I want you to think hard, sir. I mean, it's much easier, Mr. Gaffney, for you to say to me, listen, my family was in a difficult position. I didn't have any money. I took back the ATM card, and I took out another $1,000 or whatever it was.
I needed it. I needed it for groceries. I needed it to feed myself and my family. It was a mistake. It was the wrong thing to do. That's an answer. If it's not true, then it's not true. Then I'll look. It's not true. You never used it after that.
Nope.
Well, you used it on the 18th.
How many pictures does she have of me? Just one?
I'm asking you, sir. I see. Are you chewing gum?
No, I'm not chewing gum.
You mean it's just a nervous tick that you have?
Must be.
Uh-huh. Fresh mouth. He used it on the 18th. He stole money from his mother on the 18th. He stole money from his mother on the 24th. He stole money from his mother on the 25th. Well, at least on those occasions I can actually see it. Some of the pictures are a little bit blurry, but on those occasions he actually did.
Your
Listen,
Honor.
does he have children?
One on the way.
There's one on the way.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
The credit union told me that.
you can't tell me what the credit
I'm
union
sorry.
told you. That's hearsay.
Well, I have a letter from them. He'd covered the. You can see where he was covering the camera.
Oh, I see where the camera is covered on certain days when your
And the first-
card is being used, but on certain days he wasn't smart enough. Can I see the statement that you have from the
Yes,
bank?
ma'am.
Thank you. Does your son use drugs?
I don't believe so. I
Good.
do know that he was drinking quite a bit. He makes a lousy drunk.
You must have gotten very frustrated
must get it
with
from
him.
you then.
He hasn't worked for at least 6 months?
Yes, ma'am.
To collect unemployment insurance?
I told him that he needed to go down and apply, and he never did, so
Why is
he didn't
that?
get it.
Because I didn't get fired. I quit my job. I just walked out, and I just didn't
Why?
go down there. Because they weren't supporting me, and they wanted me to work 90 hours a week and get paid for 40. So I got tired of it after about 3 months and walked.
I can understand your frustration, sir. But I had a very, very wise grandmother who used to say to me, you don't throw out the dirty water until you have clean, especially when you have a family to take care of so that you don't have to steal from your mother. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,082. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Gotcha.
She keeps talking about these photos.
Is suing her ex-boyfriend, 22-year-old Andrew Erickson, for money owed from a botched eBay sale and for damaging her car while trying to park.
All rise. It's case number 99 on the calendar, the matter of Sheindlin versus Erickson. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Miss Chandler, Mr. Erickson used to be your boyfriend. Did you ever live together?
No, we'd talked about it, but never acted on it.
Your complaint is threefold. You sort of got the whole kitchen sink here.
Yeah.
Wanted to get everything off your chest now that the romance is over. I understand that. Not necessarily sympathetic yet, but I understand it. About a year ago, Mr. Erickson asked you to sell something for a family friend on your eBay account. And what he asked you to sell was supposedly a rare coin. You sold it, and the person who purchased it complained that it was a fake. They had already received the coin. There was a charge back to your account. So you were out $800 and some odd dollars. Is that right?
That's correct.
That was a year ago, June.
Right.
Subsequently, you opened up a joint bank account with him. But neither he nor this family member ever paid you back this $800.
Right.
Why not?
He had promised to pay me the money. When he had the money, he barely had a job.
Barely had a job, and you opened up a joint bank account with him? Why?
It was to make money, Your Honor. It was to sell items on eBay for my aunt. I agreed to go into it with him.
Why?
In order to pay back some of the money from the coin with the items that we sold on eBay.
He had no job. It was your aunt's property, your money. Why would you open a joint account with him?
Because he would have been able to help me like package the stuff and get the stuff ready to go, and which would have been worth money. So I agreed to open the bank account for him with him so that I wouldn't get caught in case something like that happened again.
Miss Chandler, I don't think so. I think you opened up a joint bank account with him because you were smitten with him.
It was strictly for eBay, Your Honor. We didn't have any other money go into there other than stuff for eBay.
Well, that's interesting because the second cause of action that you have is for some sort of overdrawn check that he put in the account.
Right. That was for my aunt's check bounced, the one that I wrote to her for the items that she'd given us to put on eBay, you know, because we were only taking a percentage to sell it for her. And so my aunt's check bounced. And
What does that have to do with him?
Because he was on the account with me. And the reason that it bounced was because of him. He is the only person that took money out of that account.
So what you're saying to me is, Ms. Chandler, that this checking account that you had was to be used for eBay, but he used it for other things.
Right, which I wasn't aware of because
That's what happens, Ms. Chandler, when you open up a joint checking account with somebody. That's why I'm saying to you.
I want you to understand that I'm not suing for any of the money that was in the checking account.
So what are you suing for?
The only thing that I'm suing for is that it is negative now, close to $500, which I am partially liable for, and I didn't make any of the charges. I have all the documentation right here.
Listen to me. Then you are asking the court to find him responsible for that $500 negative balance.
Right, which he caused.
Well, I'm saying to you, you're asking me to go back, look at this joint bank account, which either of you can take money out of and either of you can put money into, and say who put money in and who took money out. And I'm not prepared to do that.
They're all charges from him.
So?
I just don't feel that I should be responsible for a negative balance that he solely caused. And he told me that this was after the fact because he told me that he took my name off the account. The negative balance only happened after we broke up.
Different story. When did he tell you he took your name off the account?
Let's see, the 9th month, September.
Mr. Erickson?
Never said that, Your Honor.
Were you no longer together in September?
That's correct.
Well, then why would you have a joint bank account with her?
We never closed the account together, Your Honor. That's all.
Then Mr. Erickson,
Yes.
if you were no longer together after September of 2005, and the withdrawals that were made were yours,
The majority of
after
them-
September of 2005,
After September, I never used it, Your Honor.
show me, after September.
From here on, Your Honor, all the highlighting in pink is all from his card. You can just flip to the pages there. And I had no idea.
Is my name on that, Your Honor?
No, but the card number is.
Right, but I'm saying it could be her number.
If you flip to the beginning, Your Honor, there was one charge that I made while we were still together, which will be highlighted in yellow, which will show my card number. It should be for the amount of $100.
You have two totally different card numbers.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so you took all this money out for whatever. You went to McDonald's, you bought something for $2, you put it on this thing. You had an ATM withdrawal, cash withdrawal, $20. Cash withdrawal, $927. On your card, sir, $461. So you used this card after the two of you broke up?
Yes.
Okay, so why should she be responsible for that?
She used it too, Your Honor. And most of the money we made on eBay.
No, she didn't use it at all after September.
Okay, Your Honor. But what I'm saying is the stuff we sold on eBay, $70 of that was the stuff that she brought in. Everything else, I brought in. I sold on eBay, I shipped it, everything. That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying to you is if you broke up in September, I believe her when she said you're going to take her name off the account so that she's not responsible for it anymore. That sounds logical. And your negative balance now is $500. Let's talk about this coin collection. Did you ask her to sell this coin collection
Yes,
for
I
you?
did, and it was on her account.
Yes, I know that it was on her account.
Yes,
And it turned out to be a fake. Your defense to that is she should have been smart enough to have it authenticated.
that's right, Your Honor. She should have taken it to a coin shop before we sold it and got verification.
Why
from
didn't
them.
you do that?
It wasn't on my account, Your Honor. I wanted her to sell it on eBay. She should have had the, decency to do it herself.
Who was this friend that you got the coin from?
Friend of my mom's.
Name!
Marianne.
Marianne.
Shh, just a second. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, sir. Is she still alive?
Yes, she is.
Good. You pay for it, and then you sue her and say, I've been forced to make this payment, and you have to pay me.
Okay.
Instead of standing there and just looking pretty. You got to have something up here. Beauty fades, dumb as forever, Mr. Erickson.
Yes, Your Honor.
Works as well for boys as it does for girls.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I don't think that you seriously anticipated that he was going to pay you to have this car fixed. And if you did, then you were operating in fantasy land.
And later today,
I can tell the difference between a made-up story and a story that has the ring of truth to it. What she just told me has the ring of truth to it. Do you understand?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Erica Chandler claims ex-boyfriend Andrew Erickson owes for a botched eBay sale and for damage to her car.
Now, the last part of your lawsuit, Ms. Chandler, says that he damaged your car while you were together. You want to tell me about that?
Yes.
When was it?
That would have been March 4th of 2005. He told me, Your Honor, that...
He damaged your car in March of 2005, and if he didn't pay you for it, I wouldn't have sold the coin for him in June. I wouldn't have opened up a joint bank account for him in July. I would have shown him his walking papers.
I understand, Your Honor, but he said he was going to take it to a friend of his to
He
have
didn't do it, and he didn't do it March, April, May, June. If he didn't do it in 4 months, then you don't do him another favor and sell a coin for him. And if he didn't do it March, April, May, June, July, you don't open up a joint bank account with him unless you're smitten. And if you're smitten, that means you, so he damaged the car a little bit. Mr. Erickson, your defense is that she should have had insurance, and if she didn't have insurance, she asked me to drive her someplace, and she should have used her insurance, so it's not my problem. That's what you say. You know, you really should consider yourself very lucky. I don't know whether he means this answer to be a reflection of his character. If he does, you're very lucky that he's not in your life anymore. If he doesn't mean it, he shouldn't have said it to be flip. But meanwhile, I don't think that you seriously anticipated that he was going to pay you to have this car fixed. And if you did, then you were operating in fantasy land.
The reason, Your Honor, that I didn't turn it into my insurance and I didn't take care of it right away is because I had a $1,000 deductible on my car, and I knew that it wasn't going to be $1,000 to fix that. And I didn't have the money to fix it.
So, is it fixed now?
No, it is not.
And you're still driving the car?
Yes.
15 months later?
Yes, I'm waiting for him to pay me.
He's not. He's not going to pay you. So, you know how you've looked at the scratch on the car for the last 15 months? You're going to continue to look at the scratch. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,381. Mr. Erickson?
That's right.
One of these days, someone is going to take advantage of you. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be there to sort of give you a wink. You have to do the right thing in this world, otherwise things come back and bite you in the behind. Do you understand?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Not always. May not happen tomorrow. May not happen the next day, but I'm telling you this, Mr. Erickson, it has been my life experience that when you don't do the right thing and treat people fairly, eventually it comes back to get you. Do you understand?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He just uses people.
I think she's just a sad individual.
He's sleeping with men right now for money.
Oh, God. No, that's not true.
And he's not even gay.
She was sleeping with me when she was with her boyfriend.
Last time Mr. Erickson and I met, he tried to beat me and burn me with a cigarette.
He called me talking crap, and I went over there.
And he was drunk, and he was flailing like a stroke victim.
Be careful who you trust.
He's not exactly the type you take home to mom.
Stay away from, well, I wouldn't say women in general, but try to pick them better.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Benedict versus Campbell Peterson. Step forward, please.
22-year-old former nanny, Carrie Benedict, is suing former employers, 20-year-old Allie Campbell and her husband David Peterson for unpaid wages.
Ms. Benedict, your claim is that the defendants owe you money for work that you did for them in the capacity of a nanny for their 1-year-old child.
Yes, Your Honor.
The defendants say that while you did, in fact, work for them for a very short period of time, your agreement was that the first week that you worked there would be a free week, which means you would not get paid for it. That's your defense. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you answer an ad that they put in the paper, or did they answer an ad that you put in the paper?
I had found them on GoNannies.com on the internet and responded and sent them an email regarding.
So you posted your ad on GoNannies.com? Is that a website?
We had 2 ads posted, one on GoNannies and one on eNannies.com.
Okay, when did you post the ad?
Back in March.
Do you have a copy of it?
No, I don't.
Do you?
No, ma'am.
Do you recall what it said?
It said that we were looking for a nanny for...
Because that's a whole long thing. Do you remember what the ad said?
Yes, Your Honor.
What did it say?
It had regarding their occupation and that she was a model and he was a business entrepreneur. They were an active family. They needed somebody that could be flexible in their hours and be active with their child. That it was $500 a week and that any hours worked more than 40 would be compensated.
So you answered the ad?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you have a face-to-face meeting prior to starting work?
Yes, we did have a formal interview.
When was that?
It was about a week before I started.
Give me the date, please.
I don't have the...
Do you have the date?
We met with her on March 22nd.
Where?
At our home.
Okay. What are your work hours?
I am a wedding consultant. I work from, depending on when the weddings are, I work for...
Weddings are usually in the evening?
Yes, it is. I work till about 2 a.m.
And what kind of work do you do?
I'm a marketing director for K Designers, so I'm a salesman basically.
And you work during the day?
During the day and some evenings because I'm on appointments. So.
Fine. Who were taking care of the baby before?
We had a nanny before, and she moved out of state, and so I was looking for a new one. My mom did help when she could.
What was the name of the previous nanny?
Carolee.
How long did she work for you?
She worked for us for about a month.
Prior to that, who took care of the baby?
My mom.
So it's a fair statement that you've only had one nanny, according to you, for a month.
Yes.
So Carol Lee came to work for you and then moved.
Yes.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Right. You know anything about that, Miss Benedict?
Yes, Your Honor, I actually do. During that interview, they had said that young girl named Carol Lee, she was flying from Oregon, that she had found her on GoNannies.com as well, and they wanted to have the opportunity to interview her too. And initially, they weren't going to hire me; they hired her. She was there over the weekend, and they fired her, and that's why I was called, because Allie told me that the nanny that they had from Oregon had boy issues that they were not aware of, and she went back to Oregon.
So when you went for the interview on March 22nd, take your hands out of your pockets. When you went for the interview on March 22nd, you were told that they were going to interview this other girl from Oregon as well?
Yes, ma'am.
That's when you were told about it?
Yes, ma'am.
And then the other girl got the job?
Yes, Your Honor.
On March 22nd or March 23rd?
Yes, Your Honor.
When were you called to say that you got the job?
I was called at 10:30 a.m. Tuesday, March 28th, and I started at 11:30 a.m.
You're Miss Campbell?
Yes.
I want to tell you something. I don't want you to play with me. See, I can tell the difference between a made-up story and a story that has the ring of truth to it. What she just told me has the ring of truth to it. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I hardly believe a word that comes out of your mouth, Miss Campbell. I don't think you'd know the truth if it came up and slapped you in the face.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Nanny Carrie Benedict claims former employers Allie Campbell and David Peterson owe for unpaid wages. The couple says Carrie was an irresponsible caretaker.
Now, who worked for you between the 22nd of March and the 27th of March?
We didn't have a nanny between then. I interviewed this girl from Oregon who I did not like, and she did not get the job.
Well, you just told me that Carol Lee worked for you. I'm
Lee-
speaking. You just told me that she worked for you for a month.
Yes, she did, Your Honor.
Which month?
She worked for me between February and March.
February what?
She worked for me between February 6th, and she left March 10th.
And are you telling me that nobody watched your child between the 22nd of March and the 28th of March?
My mom did.
All right, Miss Benedict. You worked from 3/28 until what date?
Your Honor, I quit April 5th.
Why?
Because I was disrespected and yelled at for an absolutely ridiculous reason that was not my responsibility. And
when?
It was that Wednesday, just that same day. Miss Campbell had called me, yelling at me, that the child had stayed the night at my home, and she was yelling at me because I didn't have the baby at her home and demanded that I bring her home in a half an hour because David had a court case and that she wanted to go with him. And I said, well, there was no communication.
What kind of court case did you have, David?
My little girl was beat up by her, and I was going to court. It was basically protective order case, my little girl.
So you had a court case?
Yes.
And Miss Campbell was accompanying you to the court case?
Yes.
Why did the baby have to be home if Miss Campbell was going with you to court? David?
Well, we wouldn't bring the baby to a court case.
Well, then why did she have to come home?
Why did who have to come home?
The baby.
I think we're talking about different dates here.
I'm talking about April 5th, when, according to Miss Benedict, Miss Campbell called her and said, bring the baby home because David has a court case. We have to leave. Is that the conversation?
Yes, Your Honor.
So my question is, why would Miss Campbell need the baby to go to your court case?
Well, because if we're going to be gone for the afternoon, someone needs to be watching her. And she was supposed to have her back at 10, so we'd already arranged with her mother to take over at that point. So she needed to be with another sitter.
All right, fine. So let me just understand this, so I get it straight. You're saying, see, I'm not asking her any questions.
Right.
I'm asking you the questions.
Okay.
Miss Campbell told Miss Benedict to bring the child home because you had a court case and her mother was going to come to take care of the baby so that the two of you could go to the court case. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you're sure about that?
Well, it wasn't that she was coming to take care of her. We're going to take her to her mother's.
Okay, so the two of you were going to drive her to her mother's house
Before I went to court.
before you went to court.
Correct.
That's the reason why, is that right?
That's the reason why.
I want you to read what I have underlined here, sir. That's the response to this lawsuit. What does it say there?
This caused Kinsey to miss a doctor's appointment.
Yes. Give it back to me.
Okay.
That's not true, is it? Wasn't a doctor's appointment that was at issue here. It was you're going to court, according to you, and taking the baby over to her mother's house so that her mother could watch the baby.
These are two separate instances, though.
Really?
There was an instance where she needed her shots and was unable to get them and did miss a doctor's appointment. And then the last one where she got fired was when, we missed a court case because she didn't bring the child back when she said she would, and we were unable to reach her for 2 hours.
It became clear to me that Carrie was too irresponsible to be our nanny. Therefore, I fired her that day, April 3rd.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com or call 1-888-800-JUDY.
Listen, I don't know why I'm torturing these people anymore. When somebody works for you, they get paid. You work, you do weddings, you get paid. You work, you do whatever you do, you get paid. Somebody doesn't work for you for a week for nothing. And if you have your mother as a free babysitter, that's just great. But when you hire somebody, there's no slavery in this country anymore. Ridiculous. Your defense is stupid. And I don't believe you about this other nanny that you had, allegedly for a month, allegedly who went back to someplace else. I hardly believe a word that comes out of your mouth, Miss Campbell. I don't think you'd know the truth if it came up and slapped you in the face. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Year-old house builder Sean Ward and his fiancée, 24-year-old accountant Michelle Price. Donna says while visiting the couple's home, Sean assaulted her. Sean and Michelle are countersuing for filing false charges.
Order. All rise. Now, this is case number 106 on the calendar in the matter of Ward versus Price. Ward. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mrs. Ward, the defendant is your son, and the co-defendant is his fiancée or girlfriend.
Correct.
You have children together,
Yes, ma'am. Not together. I have a son and she has a daughter.
but they live with you.
Yes, ma'am.
I've read your complaint very carefully, Mrs. Ward. This is your husband?
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, you claim that your son assaulted you in his home and that his fiancée was present, and while there is no claim that she assaulted you, she did nothing to prevent it.
Correct.
I don't know why you're standing up as a plaintiff, just to give moral support to your wife, sir?
Well, not only moral support, but I was there also because I wanted to stop the situation with my
You
boy.
were there on the evening of this alleged
Yes, I
assault
was.
with your wife?
Yes, I was.
Why were you and your wife at your son's home?
Okay, my wife had called my son up. She wanted to talk to him. This is through a prior conversation she'd been trying to deal with him for a while.
About what, Mrs. Ward?
Go ahead.
About the TV and the VCR.
Tell me about the TV and the VCR.
My son and his wife then were having problems. Sean had sold everything in his house. He didn't have a good job like he does now. I mean, he was doing work, piecework.
Just a second. I read your complaint very carefully. Let me see if I can make this, because this is just a background to the story.
Okay.
Your son came to live with you for a while.
Yes, ma'am.
He was supposed to pay you rent, $50 a week.
Right.
He didn't pay you the rent.
No, ma'am, I did pay. Okay.
You claimed he didn't pay you the rent. And you said, when you move, you'll leave me the TV and the VCR for the rent. And then when he moved out, he took the TV and the VCR.
Yes, ma'am.
And the reason you and your husband went over there that night was to take back the TV and the VCR.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, tell me what happened when you got there.
They were eating dinner. So we went in the living room while they was eating and watched TV. The children were there too, eating. They got done, came in and gave us a hug, and Michelle was getting them ready for bed. And so Sean says, well, you're here, what do you want to talk about? And I said, the TV and VCR. He said, I knew that's what it was going to be about. And he stood up. He says, I do not owe you anything, Mom, nothing, and I want you out of the house. Well, I have a book right here where I kept notes, and his signature is on it. And I said, son, I have proof. I opened the book, and that's when he stood up and got very angry at me and told me to, I don't
Get
know
out.
the words he said,
He
to
said,
get out.
Get out of the house.
And actually, I didn't really believe him. I meant, he's my baby son, and I believe in his
Just a
word.
minute. So he told you to leave his house at least twice?
Yes, ma'am.
And then what happened?
And I said, "You're kidding, Sean." He said, "I'm not kidding." Baba, he said some other words. And I said, "Then I'll go up and get it myself. I know I can't. Look at me, how much I weigh. I knew I couldn't get it myself."
Where was your husband during all this time?
Can I speak? I was in the living room.
So you were in the living room. So your
Yes.
wife was going to go upstairs and take the TV and the VCR. That's what she said she was going to do anyway.
That's correct.
So she started up the stairs, and what happened? Mrs. Ward.
Well, as she proceeded to start upstairs, first of all, I was shocked on the whole situation, the anger he threw at his mother. As I seen this anger, I just kind of looked at him and said, "You know, you shouldn't talk to your mother that way because she is your mother, irregardless, you know, what she says or does." She proceeded to go upstairs. I went with her upstairs to slow her down and said, "Honey, I think we might as well go ahead and leave." And she says, "Well, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay right here till he either gives me the VCR and the TV." And at that point, he says, "Well, I'm going to call the sheriff." She said, "Well, go ahead and call the sheriff." And he just got angry at that point. He says, "Well, the heck with it." As I was proceeding to hold her back a little bit from proceeding upstairs, then he turned around and got angry and turned around and says, "Well, by God, I'll get her out." Then he jerked her off the step, holding onto the steps, threw her on his back. I told him, "Do not hurt your mother." He says, "Oh, I'm going to put her out if that's the only way I can get her out." Then I heard a big old thud in the living room, and I come running in there. She had hit the floor. I don't know if he dropped her or what happened. She was really hurt, and at that time she was speechless. She was shocked, and she says, "I am going on my own. You don't need to manhandle me anymore."
Incorrect.
So he proceeded to pick her up by the arm, straight up, head on out the door, all the way to the car, slammed her into the car. She hit her head on the door as she went in. And at that time, he just said, "This is where you're going to stay. Get out of here." So that's as far as it went. Why I didn't do anything. People says, "Well, why didn't you get a pipe and hit him over the head?" First of all, he's my son. I do love him. I love my wife both. They're trying to make a choice so quickly, and I'm not really much of a match to go jumping ahead and start doing something to my son again to his house. So there's a lot of thoughts had to go through my head. And
Was your wife drinking that day?
No, she was not.
She had anything to drink of an alcoholic nature. Just
No,
make sure.
she doesn't.
She don't drink. She might drink a little something. It wasn't alcohol that
Okay,
had
so
anything to do with
this was not alcohol related. She was in total control of her senses
It was drug
when
induced.
she came to your house. Is that right?
Drug-induced, not alcohol.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
That was part of the deal. It's so
Deal, Schmiel, listen to
I
me.
gave him a place to live, Your Honor.
Big deal. He's your child.
And later today,
The relationship was quite expensive.
He gave me a promise ring.
She was constantly asking for money.
He promised to marry me.
I felt that I was being taken advantage of, literally.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Donna Ward says her son, Sean Ward, assaulted her while she was visiting his home. Sean says his mother was belligerent and refused to leave.
You take prescription medication?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Now, you have photographs of your injuries?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see them. The marks that I see on your arms are consistent with being picked up by your arms.
Yes, ma'am.
That was your injury.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I'm going to let you tell me your side of the story, Mr. Ward.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, the case is dismissed for all purposes against Miss Price because she did not participate in this,
Correct.
other than to stand by and do nothing, which is the same thing you did, Mr. Ward. She's not even married to him. You're married to her. Why would you sue Miss Price?
Because I felt like, just like he did, tried to get Sean to calm down. I was hoping that maybe she...
Your
I don't
husband
know.
didn't come to your defense. Why would a stranger?
Not for me, for her husband. I thought maybe she would ask Sean to stop. I mean... That's all.
She's not a party to this case.
Okay.
So, tell me your version of the events. Your mother came to get...
Yes,
your mother
ma'am.
came?
My mother came to the house. I had paid them $100 a week instead of the $50 that she was agreed on to pay. So therefore, she knew the TV was paid for. She let me take it on wheel out the house. The only reason that I had any confrontation with her at all, because both my 5- and 6-year-old kids were standing in the living room that she had asked for them to be present. I thought maybe she had a health problem that she was getting ready to tell us about. And when she did come up with that situation, I did get angry, but I did stand up and ask them both to leave. I opened both the doors, and I said, y'all need to leave. And I might have said it a little meaner, to get out of my house.
Right.
They would not leave.
Ultimately, you picked her up and put her out of the house.
Yes, ma'am. I picked her up off the steps.
And that's what the marks are on her arm.
That possibly could be.
All right. This part of the case is pretty easy. Mr. and Mrs. Ward, you are not entitled to any damages. You entered his home with his permission.
Exactly.
Then he asked you to leave. You refused to leave. At that point, you are trespassing on his property. He asked you to leave again. You still would not leave. The law permits him, as I'm sure the judge told you in court when you were there on the criminal case, that he has the right to use reasonable force. Can't shoot you. He can't stab you. But he can physically take you and move you out of his property, which is exactly what he did. Now, the fact that I don't understand why you are there trying, if your son is finally back on his feet, and he's now got a good job, and he's got a home, and he's got 2 kids that he's taking care of, why in the world you would make a big deal out of a television set and an old VCR, I haven't a clue. But I'm not going into that.
Okay.
Because there's no logical reason why you would go to his house and create a scene with 2 children there to get back a TV and a VCR that you think was owed to you for rent.
I did not. I let the children go upstairs. I've asked him without the children being around.
I don't know why you would ask for it at all.
Because, ma'am, that was part of the deal.
Deal, Schmiel, listen to me.
I gave him a place to live, Your Honor.
Big deal. He's your child.
I know, and I'm his mom. I did not want to do this.
Well, you shouldn't have done it.
Sean knows in his heart that he said, I believed in his word. And
Mrs. Ward,
yes, ma'am.
How many children do you have?
I have 7.
If your child has not been doing well for a while, as you said, he'd been in and out of your house, and he was finally, according to you, finally got a good job and back on his feet, what mother in her right mind would say, now I'm going to take the television set that you watch and the VCR that you watch, or that the children watch in their room? There's no excuse. You could talk from today till tomorrow. I have children.
I know.
And for $250, you went to the house to make a scene?
No, ma'am, I did not intend to make any kind of scene.
Of course you did. Because once he said to you, I'm here for the TV and the VCR, and he said, I don't want to talk about it now, please leave, then you decided to go upstairs and you said, I'm going to take it myself. That's creating a scene.
I didn't think that I was very smart, Your Honor.
Oh, fine.
But he had gotten a big, huge television, and I figured that he knew we were down. That TV would have helped us. We were down, and there was nobody helping us.
Stop it. Your children aren't supposed to help you. You're supposed to help them.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Donna Ward says her son, Sean Ward, assaulted her while she was visiting his home. Sean says his mother was belligerent and refused to leave.
You were arrested for assault?
Yes, ma'am.
And those charges were dismissed?
Yes, ma'am.
And I assume that they were dismissed, Mr. Ward, because they ultimately determined that you had the legal right to put your mother off the property.
Correct on
Is
her
that
own
right?
testimony. I didn't even have to testify.
Right. You can't sue her.
Right.
Here, you can't sue her.
Correct.
The district attorney determined that there was sufficient evidence to go to trial with because your mother had your fingerprint marks on her arms.
Correct.
Why she proceeded that far, I don't know, but she did. So you have no right to sue her for false arrest because you did, in fact, put your hands on her. You weren't in fear of your life from your mother. You weren't in fear of life, and certainly not from your father because he didn't do anything.
No, ma'am. I intended no harm, and due respect to you and her, I do love my mother. Only thing I have here is the bills that I had to pay, my lawyer bills. And
you shouldn't have put your hands on your mother.
And then been out.
You shouldn't have put
You're absolutely correct,
You shouldn't have
ma'am,
put your hands on your mother. Pay your own bills.
I was looking forward
Case
to my
is dismissed,
kids.
that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I have always believed in his word. And if you can't stand by your word, what else do you have?
He's upset with the fact that he's fighting with his mother, which no person wants to be. And I just wish it would all be over with.
I would like us to be a family. I don't know if that's possible.
What I wanted was just my name to be cleared, and that happened. So I'm very happy about it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Brown versus Valero. Step forward, please.
Home health care provider Greg Brown is suing his ex-fiancée, insurance claims assistant Christina Valero, for an unpaid loan. Christina says Greg forgave the loan when they began dating.
Mr. Brown, you claim a loan to the defendant.
Yes, ma'am.
When she was in some financial difficulty.
Yes, ma'am.
The loan was for rent. The loan was for, I think, $2,300.
Yes, ma'am.
You were paid back $200 from a relative of hers.
Yes, ma'am.
With an outstanding balance of $2,100.
Yes, ma'am.
However, she says that you forgave that loan after you started dating. Is that what your defense is?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. When did you meet her, Mr. Brown?
Early September.
Of what year?
2001, ma'am.
And when did you make this loan for the rent, and under what circumstances?
She came to me, she gave me a phone call and said that she was going to be thrown out of her apartment. I gave her the loan under the conditions that she would sign an IOU and pay me back.
Can I see it, please? I assume that's the piece of paper you have.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I typed that letter, and
I wasn't speaking to you.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, as we persisted on our friendship, grew into a relationship, the relationship was quite expensive. She was constantly asking for money. $100 here, $100 there. I felt that I was being taken advantage of, literally. So she had told me that she was going to a dinner party with her company in Santa Rosa, and she was supposed to come back that night.
When was that, sir?
That was September 28th, I believe.
Still during the month of September?
Yes, yes. She refused to come back because she said she fell asleep in her car and was there all night. Well, I'm not exactly a fool, so I figured that she was doing something she wasn't supposed to do. At that time, I figured her irresponsibility to the relationship was not what I was looking for, so I dismissed it.
So you terminated the relationship?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and you asked her back for the money?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I'll hear from you, Miss Valero.
we started as friends, and I was in a financial difficulty at that time, and he offered that he would help us.
Who's us?
My daughter, my sister-in-law here, my son.
Go ahead.
I even typed a promissory note thinking that I would really pay him. And then he said, we went out to dinner and he said he's interested in me. And we started dating, and then he gave me a promise ring, which is this.
All in the month of September?
Yes.
Go ahead, keep going.
And then on my birthday, he gave me this.
When's your birthday?
December.
Now we're jumping to December.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, the whole month of November, we were fine. Then we broke up for maybe 2-3 weeks because of that incident that I went out with my friends.
Could you get to your defense, please? I'm really anxious.
He promised to marry me. He asked me to marry him.
Yes. When did he ask you to marry him?
Like November.
And what did you say?
And I said, okay, we'll if our relationship is going good,
I'm waiting
finally,
for the defense.
Please.
Finally, shh. Finally, all of a sudden, he told me that his mother died. I tried calling him and calling him.
I'm getting weak. Would you tell me what your defense is, madam?
There is no.
He disappeared on me.
Yes.
And he told me that when we're together, the loan is gone.
He said if the relationship gets that deeper, you don't have to pay me back the money.
Yes.
So it didn't get that deep. So you have to pay him back the money. What is so hard to understand?
Yes, Your Honor, it got deeper because we tried looking for a house and we were talking about marriage.
So?
He even put away an engagement ring for me.
It sounds like he was a very nice man. He's not asking you for the jewelry back.
He is.
No, he isn't. Not in this lawsuit.
Yes, he told my sister-in-law here.
He's not asking for it. Listen, this is his one shot at a lawsuit. He's not asking for the jewelry back. He knows that was a gift.
That's right.
He knows he can't get the jewelry back. Jewelry that looks very nice on you and I'm sure you enjoy wearing. This was a loan. And if he forgave the loan, what you do is you say, if you forgive the loan, Greg, If you forgive the loan, could I have the IOU back that I signed and I typed, and I'd like to rip...
25-year-old student Katara Stewart for the cost of her wedding dress, her engagement ring setting, and an unpaid loan.
Order. All rise. Now, this is case number 196 on the calendar in the matter of Kleiser versus Stewart. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats.
Thanks, Bert. Mr. Kleiser, you and the defendant were engaged to be married. The wedding was called off because Miss Stewart had a change of heart, I gather. And you want certain things returned, a loan that you allegedly made to her, a wedding dress that was purchased, I assume, with your money, and the setting for her engagement ring, because you had a diamond that she previously owned set by a jeweler. I assume she still has the ring.
That's correct.
All right, let's deal with simple things first. How much was the wedding dress?
It was $2.99, and there was a garment bag that cost $10.
Now, who paid for that?
That was on my credit card.
So you're still paying for it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you get the wedding dress physically from the store?
Yes, we did.
Who returned it to the store?
I returned it to the store.
Is that what you wanted him to do, return it to the store?
Yeah, he took it. He said he wanted it back, and he was going to return it for credit. And he wanted me to take the credit. But
that sounds right.
I didn't return it. He took it back.
Well, what were you going to do with it?
I wasn't going to do anything with it. I wanted him to take it back.
Fine, then you have to pay for it. The wedding dress is your responsibility. If you changed your mind, there is certainly, if he had gotten it to... If he had gotten a tuxedo for the wedding, and he called off the wedding, and the tuxedo was put on your credit card, do you think that it would have been right, would be right for you to pay for his tuxedo?
Well, if I kept the dress, I could understand that I would need to
No,
pay
you're not
for
going
it.
to keep the dress. You're going to get a credit. So the next time you decide to get married, you can go and buy a new dress and pick out a new dress at the same place where you picked out this dress.
Okay, but I
Do you
have
understand?
no, I have no
what?
plans to get married, so I
Well, I
don't
want to explain
need it.
something to you. Does the place that make wedding dresses also make tuxedos?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? Don't be coy
do.
with me.
They do.
They make wedding dresses and bridesmaids' dresses and mother of the bride's dresses. So the likelihood of him getting married in a bridal dress are much less likely than you're getting married again and choosing another wedding dress. That be reasonable? You owe him $309. Now, let's take care of the setting on the ring. She used her own diamond. Is there any reason why you didn't buy her a diamond?
She offered to put it into a wedding band. That way it would save some money.
Fine, well, that sounds like a very good idea. And you paid how much for that?
$250 for the ring, and then for the labor to set it, it was $50.
Where's the ring?
I didn't bring it with me.
Fine. This is what I want you to do. Take the diamond out of the ring and give him back the gold in 5 days. You owe him $309. I'm taking off $25 because the most somebody's going to charge you to take out the stone is $25.
Okay. Now, so then do I get that credit for the bridal store, the $300 credit?
Oh, yeah, he's going to give you the credit. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You have it with you?
I have it right here.
Perfect. Give it to her.
There it is.
So now we're easy with that. Take care of those two things. Wedding dress and setting. Now let's get to the loan. Talk to me.
She had asked me to put a computer on my credit card. The credit card was Best Buy. They had a no-interest
Were you
finance.
living together or just...
We were just dating at the time.
Okay, go ahead.
There was also a camera put on the same thing. She didn't have the credit herself, so I put it all on the
Camera for?
She wanted a Canon camera. It was also with no-interest financing. It was something she wanted. So I put everything on the credit card, and we had agreed on a certain amount to pay off every month.
No, tell me about it.
Agreement was...
Look at me.
Every month, she would make payments basically on the 15th of each month. The total amount would be about $130. She made one payment in March. Everything sort of happened with the wedding being called off, and that sort of put an end to all that, and then she decided that everything was just basically a gift.
Now, you see how quiet you've been? Let's hear about the computer.
Okay, the computer, I had a little laptop computer that wasn't compatible with any of the printers because the UB...
Don't tell me about computers and things that they
so
exchange back and forth. I don't understand that.
He had said that I should get a new computer. And I told him I couldn't afford a new computer. I was going to school. And so he had been looking at the Best Buy ads, and he said right now that there was zero financing, and he had purchased a TV, I believe, at the zero financing, and he said we should go look at them. And so we went and looked at them, and they were, they had good deals on them, but I couldn't afford it, and he knew that. I told him I couldn't afford it. I'm a single mom. I'm going to school, and he said, don't worry about it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Maybe she doesn't want your ring.
That's up to her.
Oh, no, it's up to me. That's why you brought me the case.
And later today,
the phone rings, and I pick it up, and she goes, well, I was just letting you know that if you call my woman again, I'm going to F you up. And it was her girlfriend, Tony, calling.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Keith Kleiser says ex-fiancée Katara Stewart owes for her engagement ring, wedding dress, and an unpaid loan.
What about the camera?
I needed a camera for a photography class that we were doing. And he had brought that home to his house and gave it to me as a gift. He handed it in the box, and he said, he gave it to me and said, have fun with this.
Did you pick out the camera?
No, I was not with him when he got the camera. He brought it. I was waiting at his house.
Now, what's this $118 payment that you made to him?
That was actually for insurance, because I was borrowing his car, and I told him that I would make the insurance payment, and that was an insurance payment. It wasn't any payment for a computer or camera. It was for
He wants
the
to show me something that's different. Let me see what you have, sir.
I've got a breakdown of everything, how it became, what the payment was. The camera was included.
All right, all I want to see is it. I don't want to see what you wrote out here. I thought you had a.
There is
I thought you had a check
there for it. That is my check.
When was the stuff purchased? March 3rd?
March 3rd.
Both the computer and the camera were purchased on March 3rd?
The camera was purchased in January. It was originally intended to be a gift. She told me that she couldn't accept a gift of this magnitude. It was just too much, and she wanted to make payments.
Ah! Get a life. Give that back to him. Give it back to him, Bird. Just cooked his own goose. All right, so the camera was in January, and it was originally purchased as a gift, but then she said, I can't take it because it's too expensive to give. Is that what you're telling me?
That is correct.
Sir, get a life. Get a life. You lie once, you don't get a second chance. You're getting back the setting for your ring and $284. You've given her the credit for $309, which she now has. Okay? But you are entitled to that money so that you can put it back into your bank and you can pay off your credit card bill. But I've deducted $25 from that wedding dress so that she can go to a jeweler and have the jeweler take out the stone and return the setting to you so that you can go and sell the gold. Do you understand what I've done?
There's no need to do that.
Why?
Really, to take the diamond out of a ring, there's really no point in doing that. It doesn't me no good.
Well, what did you want? You're not entitled to have her pay you for it.
I don't want to have her take a ring completely apart and have no use for it, because I don't have use
Maybe
for
she doesn't want your ring.
That's up to her.
Oh, no, it's up to me. That's why you brought me the case.
That's up to
So
you.
you're going to get $284. $309 less $25. That's judgment for the plaintiff. With regard to the other things, I find they were, in fact, gifts. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He was very unreasonable about trying to settle anything.
I had a buyer for the computer. I was all set to go. She refused to give it back.
When people get hurt, you can't try and get money back.
It didn't have to go this far. It really didn't.
It just wasn't there to get married.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Gladue versus Culpepper Sedgwick. Step forward, please.
Administrative Assistant Heidi Gladue is suing her former friends, 23-year-old customer service rep Michelle Culpepper and 19-year-old customer service rep Wayne Sedgwick for trashing her belongings.
Miss Gladue, for some reason, you were living with the defendants for a brief period of time with your daughter. This didn't work out. They asked you to leave. Is that right?
That's correct.
And you left, but when you left a lot of your property there. And it is your claim that at some point they took your property and threw it in the dumpster.
Yes, ma'am.
So you want them to pay you the value of the property that you claim they disposed of.
Yes, ma'am.
The defendants say they gave you plenty of opportunity to get your stuff out. They had no obligation to keep it. And finally, when you didn't come pick it up, they disposed of it. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, how did it come about that you and your daughter went to live with them?
I was going through some personal problems at the time, and Michelle and I had become really good friends, and I told her I had to move out of my apartment, and she said, well, you can come stay with me, your daughter, and you can come stay with us. You don't have to worry about anything, you know, just come and stay with us for a little while until you get up and off on your feet again.
That sounds like a very nice thing. She sounds like a lovely person.
Mm-hmm.
And so when did you move in with them?
It was the first weekend of July.
Okay. You moved with your daughter. Did you come with any furniture or just your personality?
Everything that I owned that was in my two-bedroom apartment went with me. I had told Michelle beforehand.
You mean she had no furniture?
Well, she had furniture in her house too, but we had one of the rooms of the apartment that she was staying at, so most of my stuff went in there, and then in the kitchen where they did not have a table and stuff, that's where my couch went.
They're really nice people. Okay, what happened?
There was a misunderstanding one day where we were, according to Michelle, inconsiderate of her feelings.
Like?
Well, her mom was missing one morning, and nobody could find her. And Wayne, Lois, and I were sitting in the living room. And
Who's
to kind of
Wayne?
Lighten the mood...
Who's Wayne?
Wayne is the other defendant. To lighten the mood, Wayne and I decided to tell Lois about this incident the night before that Michelle had bent over to pick up something and kind of fell, and we were kind of laughing about it. And she felt that we were being insensitive to the fact that her mother was missing.
So?
She asked us to leave, that we could stay the weekend if we needed to, and that she wanted us out.
Go ahead.
I told her that I was currently on unemployment at the time, so I was waiting for my unemployment check to come to me. I told her I needed some time, and she said that was no problem.
Okay.
On the 16th, I received my unemployment check in the mail. I went and I got a U-Haul truck and I got my storage area, which I have all receipts for. I told her that I would be there the following morning at 11:30, that if anything should change by that, I would give her a call. Unfortunately, that morning, my mother was admitted for pneumonia in the hospital, which I have documentation of, and I did not get out of that out of the hospital until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I called her at work at about 3:30 and told her what was going on and that I would be there tomorrow at 11:30, and she said fine. About an hour later, she called me back and said that her and Wayne had something to do and that they wouldn't be back at the apartment until around 1:30. So I told her, fine, I'll be there between 1 and 1:30. So as far as I was concerned...
On the 18th?
On the 18th, that I would be there between 1 and 1:30. On the morning of the 18th at around 9:30, I received a voicemail message from the defendant, which I have a copy of on tape. So, and
which said?
Pretty much said that her mother had received 3 more threatening phone calls, her apartment manager received 4, and that I could get all my stuff out of the effing dumpster.
Okay. Now, who's going to speak?
I will.
Good, thank you.
When everything happened where I asked them to leave, it was just like she said, you know, the thing happened with my mother there in the living room joking around. And I let them know that they had 1 week, exactly 7 days, to get them and their property out of my house.
Okay.
They left that day and came back, I believe, 2 days later and grabbed some clothes and stuff. After the week was up was when I started calling Heidi. Because she had called, and it was like, one day she told me, you know, oh, well, I'm waiting to get my check, and it didn't come, and da-da-da-da-da. And then I ended up having to, I was at my mom's for something. I can't remember exactly why, but the phone rings, and I pick it up, and the lady on the phone asked if I was Michelle's mother. And I said yes, because I didn't know who it was. So I just kind of went, yeah, who is this? And she goes, well, I was just letting you know, B, if you call my woman again.
I don't understand.
If I was letting you know, if you call my woman again, I'm going to F you up. And it was her girlfriend calling. I'd already had problems with it before, and I did know the voice when I heard it. And so I went home, and I called Heidi, and I asked her, you know, what is this with calling my mother's house? She was on the one with my mother's number, because my number, I'd called her to her cell phone from my mom's house. So
was somebody that you had lived with?
It's my significant other, ex now.
Was that the person that you moved out of that home because you were having difficulty?
Yes.
I was trying to help her. I thought her and her daughter get away from me.
Okay, go ahead.
She claimed, oh, I haven't even talked to, and she said something about, you know what, I'm sick of even dealing with you guys. You can just throw the out because I don't want it. I don't want to deal with you. And she started ranting and raving, so I hung up the phone.
And when was this? Do you have any idea what day this was?
The 12th. It was the day she was supposed to have her stuff out.
Okay.
And
what happened next?
The next morning, she called saying that she still hadn't gotten her check and da-da-da-da. And I was like, okay, last night you were screaming you didn't even want the stuff, and then today you call me calm, telling me that as soon as you get your check, you'll be there and all this stuff. So I left it alone. I was like, fine, just come get it when you can. When she still didn't come get it, there was 2 other phone calls where she had ran it. I don't want it, and I don't want to deal with you, and you guys can this and that, and just yelling. And so I left it alone. I ended up where I came home on the 16th or the 17th, I can't remember, and Wayne told me to check the machine because there was someone on the machine and he wasn't sure if it was Heidi or her girlfriend. Well, on the machine, it was a message from her saying, you know what, F you guys, I don't want to deal with you, I don't want to see you, throw this stuff out because I don't want it. And she repeated herself about 3 or 4 times. And
Do
I
you
know
have that message?
I erased it because I didn't think it was going to come to all this. Honestly, when I listened to the message, I wasn't going to throw it away. It was later on that on the 17th, I was at work and my mother called me. She said someone was calling her house threatening her. I asked her to look at her caller ID. She looked at it and she recited her cell phone number to me. So I called my play sister, a friend of mine, and I told her I'm leaving work early. You know what? I'm not going to have my mom being threatened. Let's just get her stuff out of my house. I've given her more than enough time. This was now the 17th of July. I told her on the 5th she had basically 5 days. So I didn't, it was like I felt I'd given her enough time. She had on 3 or 4 different occasions said she'd come get it, then she'd say she didn't want it. So I didn't want to play with her anymore. I didn't want my family threatened like that. So my friend came over, I left work early, we threw her stuff out.
You think she had all this aggravation before you and your daughter moved in?
I do. I think she had it planned personally.
Had what planned?
Had to plan to throw some of my stuff away because I had told her before I moved in that I would get a storage area for my
No,
belongings.
Miss Gladys, listen to me. That doesn't, just think it through. You think she invited you into her home for the purpose of throwing away your stuff?
I don't think for throwing away. I don't think she threw away. I had a $2,000 entertainment center. I had a 27 color inch TV. I don't know anybody that would leave that stuff at their place. I had a bed.
Just a
I
second.
had 2 beds there.
Just a second. Would you call Salvation Army?
I was going to until the threat to my mom was made.
Ms. Gladys, bottom line, she has no responsibility to keep your stuff in the house.
Right, but we had a verbal agreement for me to pick it up. She told me that I could, you know, she told me that I could keep my stuff there. I told her I was waiting for my check to come in the mail. Unfortunately, EDD took 10 days to get me my check.
She's not responsible for your bad fortune. My question to you is, do you think she had this grief in her life with threats to her mother?
I do think she had grief, but I was not responsible for those threats, ma'am.
You were...
I can't control somebody else who I'm not with. I
But
haven't
she was
been
riding
with
in
her.
a car with when she was supposedly broke up with her.
No, I was not.
I mean, if I was doing it, I had to get my mother's number from her.
She couldn't have because I don't keep phone numbers on my phone.
Whatever, she had problems. She was trying to do the right thing. Miss Gladys, she is under no obligation to keep your property. She's not your mother.
I never said she was. She was supposed to be a friend, and friends
She was a friend.
A friend throws your stuff away when you have a verbal agreement to be there at 11:30 in the morning.
I've said it, Miss Gladys. That's all. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It's just sad. We lost everything. We don't have a thing left of our...
The microwave feud and the fake witness. Keisha Sanders stands confidently on the left. Michelle Claw looks nervous on the right. Miss Sanders, your claim is that the defendant had a falsely arrested for vandalism, and you want damages. You two used to work together at a telemarketing company back in 2009. Tell me what's happened. Yes, Your Honor. It started on my second day. I was warming up lunch in a microwave. Something accidentally overspilled, and she completely blew it out on proportion, creating a massive scene. Then on September 9th, I was arrested at work for a felony count of vandalism on her car. I spent 4 days and 3 nights in the jail before the charges were dropped. Miss Clow, your claim a good gentleman and named Mary Smith left a note on your windshield saying she saw Miss Sanders keeping your car. You even pick this woman up to go to the police station. Where does Mary Smith live now? She was visiting family, Your Honor, but I think she moved out of the country. Mary Smith doesn't move out of the country. Let me see the police report. I'm going to dial the cell phone number. Listen for these witnesses right now. Hello, this is Judge Judy. Who am I speaking to? Linda Watch? Do you know a Mary Smith? No, you live in Boingmong and you had this number for months. Thank you. When things are odd, I found them suspect, very suspect. I don't believe there was ever a witness judgment for the plain law in the amount of $5,000. Snap out. Mr. Hollis, are you suing your ex-girlfriend for furniture loans totaling of rupees $1,497 and the return of two cable boxes, Miss Ferris? You don't deny he paid for the furniture. Your Honor, we were looking around. She pointed at a sectional couch on the sale and said, "If you buy this for me, I will pay you back on the 16th when I got money from my ex-husband." I love her, so I brought it. Instead of paying me back, she brought a car, a bed set, a new dog. Then on February 6th, she lied about being in the shower when she was at the nightclub. I tracked her down, got angry, and poured a beer over her head. Miss Paris, what is your version of furniture store story? We were by the escalator, and Corman said, "If you let me sleep at your house for 3 nights, I will buy you the furniture." I'm not stupid, Your Honor. I'm not going to say no to that. So I let him sleep on my bed. So you got property in exchange for romance. Madam, men don't like to be made fool of. When you say you are not stupid for taking the furniture, I think you are stupid. If you care about someone, you don't use them as a bank and go for partying. Mr. Hollis, you aren't allowed to pour beer on people. That bad behavior will cost you $50 on her counterclaim. However, I believe him on a loan judgment for a pain law of $1,000. You are a user, madam. Mr. Griffin, are you suing your 23-year-old son for stealing your money from a bank account? Yes, Your Honor. I had leg surgery and couldn't drive. I gave him my ATM and PIN code exactly once to fill up a $15 fuel. He returned the card, but later we realized our account was cleaned out down to $59. The credit union pulled security photos from the ATM. Mr. Griffin, you claim you only took out $300 once in February for the car payment. Is that your testimony? Correct. It was it. But if there are other pictures, the bank is mistaken. Let's look at the close prevention folder. We look at that. Here you are using the card on 18th. Here you are on 24th, and here you are on 25th. Covering the camera lenses with your hand. You are chewing gum right now. No, I'm not. Just must be nervous. Thick then. Fresh mouth you stole from your own mother because you quit your job out of frustration. I had a very wise grandmother who said it. You don't throw out the dirt water until you have cleaned, especially when you have a family to feed. Judgment for the plain cloth of rupees $1,800. Your Honor, my daughter and I fell on hard times. Mikhail, let us say, with her, but after a minor argument, she gave us 7 days to leave. I was waiting for an unemployment check to pay for a U-Haul. I called her to explain it was taking 2 days, but she left a voicemail saying my entire two-bedroom apartment worth of belongings was sitting in the dumpster. Miss Kalpert, why do you trash her belongings instead of calling a charity? Because her ex-girlfriend called my mother house making threats. I left work early, got a friend, and threw out everything out. I felt I gave her enough time. Miss Gilbert, she is under a legal obligation to act as a storage facility on your property. I didn't feel while it was your incredibly sad that you lost your things. She is not your mother. Case dismissed. Thank you for watching and listening. If you have any suggestion for me, please comment down and below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.